That's how I
Oh, I should get a hat. Everybody got a hat on.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you.
Well, everybody got a hat. I need to get a hat.
I need to get a haircut. That's why. I ain't trying to look dusty. You know what I mean?
my new podcast looks. So.
Foggy glasses. Bro.
I ain't trying. I had to pause it.
You live? All right, let me
Yeah, we're live. Trying to
share.
fucking repost it, but it's just not letting me.
Bless you.
Bless you,
Thank
bless
you.
you, bless you.
Posted. Posted.
Yeah, that. I ain't gonna lie. I went back and listened to that clip. Why I say episode 8? Hold on. What's all this?
What clip, Wayne?
My Ben Simmons clip, and I stand by it too.
I'm gonna go back and find the clip where I said the Eagles need to sign Tart because I called that, but we'll save it for later.
I know they're gonna kill me on the internet for that Ben Simmons clip, so I stand 10 toes on it. Let me go share it.
That
Stand all 10 of
game
them.
was. I'm upset about today.
Live,
You
baby.
upset? Why you upset?
You know why? I just we're gonna get into it, but like we're gonna get into it right away, but mainly because this whole Steph top five thing I kept saying all day on the Twitter
Fucking
feed.
tired of this
That
going on.
that stuff kept bothering me, man. Because he's probably 10 or 11. I think he solidified himself, but top
Kendrick,
five.
Kendrick Perkins, I'll talk about it. Kendrick Perkins.
I'm just like, come on. It wasn't even just. I didn't even see what Kendrick Perkins said, Wayne. These were
Kendrick
other people saying this, like other
is
professional
Yeah.
athletes. Like I'm like, yo, like I'm trying to remember.
all right.
Not
You
better than
start.
Brown. Like,
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to episode 32 of House by the Sports Podcast. In this podcast, you guys are going to get a little bit of both some NBA and some NFL news. We're going to kick the podcast off talking about the NBA Finals recap, talking about the NBA season in general. I'm also going to talk about where does Steph Curry rank all time. Also going to be ranking the last four NBA seasons. So should be a very interesting topic. We got a new segment for you guys as well. And then we'll get into some NFL news. LeBron finally shows up to mini camp. What is the word there? And ship Deshaun Watson be allowed to play in the NFL. Let's go. A few housekeeping things before we go ahead and get started. Um, Make sure you guys are following us on House of Light Sports Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a button somewhere down here. We go live on Facebook Mondays and Fridays. The times usually 6 or 7 o'clock where we usually go. You're on Facebook watching us right now. We appreciate you. Um, and then follow us on Twitter, hdsportspod, and FT Entertainment on Facebook and Instagram. So I think we're gonna do a better job of getting one title for all of our social medias, so we don't have to give you guys all these. So we'll get a universal one in a couple of weeks. Uh, but hey guys, I'm here with my guys Chubb, Smooth, got Joey joining the pod. This guy just won a championship. Um, but before we go ahead and get started into all the Steph Curry and the Warriors talk, I do want to introduce a new segment. I want to welcome you guys to the Fade Room. So the Fade Room is something we're going to start doing weekly, where we have a group chat, obviously, where we go back and forth throughout the week, and the
oh,
Fade Room
come
gives everyone the opportunity to air out their grievances of what's been said in the group chat throughout the week. Obviously, it's not in personal; it's all sports talk that we talk about. So, I want to shout out to DL because this is really the reason why this segment is here is because of him. Because he felt like everybody was attacking him. He said he wanted his one on one. So in the fade room, there's no jumping; it's straight one on ones. And then whoever's not
yeah. I just need to ask.
decide, the people who are who are watching the one-on-one get to decide who won. It's gonna be a 3-minute cap. One person gets 1 minute to state their grievance, the other person gets to respond, and then after that, you guys have I'll make it 4 minutes. So 1 minute to respond, 1 minute to state, 1 minute to respond, and then you guys get 2 minutes to go at it. And then
Oh,
from there, you get to go ahead and the people decide. And we are going to be keeping count of who wins the fade room, just so everybody knows.
I just want to ask something before we get started.
Yeah.
Why you look like a created 2K player with a hat and you got rings on that's not your wedding ring, and you got the no, I'm not. Yeah, yeah. You got the pinky ring. Look at this man. Like, bro, what's the occasion? What's the occasion?
I'm getting into my real fashion bag.
All right,
All right,
okay.
all right, all right. So let me ask you a question. Are we doing more than one fade, or are we just choosing one fade for the day?
Well, DL said he got 3 fades today.
I don't know why you got to play with
He
me,
got
but
3 fades. So it don't matter. Obviously, we're not gonna make this segment super long. But yeah, if you got a fade that you want to fade with somebody, you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2, we're gonna keep it to 3 people maximum. So there's 3 people here. So unless we have a show where it's like 4, 5, 6 people on, then obviously we'll keep it to a maximum of 3 fades you get for that episode. But yeah. So now that the rules are in place, DL, if you want to go ahead and go.
Why do I have to go ahead and go? Y'all, like I said, y'all three of y'all had
No.
issues.
You said
No.
uh,
All
uh,
three of y'all.
uh,
All three of y'all. Time out. No. I didn't say nothing this
got
whole
you.
segment y'all was speaking. I let y'all get y'all stuff off. I let you
Yeah.
intro it. I let you have your questions, comments, and concerns. So, like I said, at one point of the group chat, which is what led to this segment, Joey 2 Live 305, Wayne Go Crazy, and Chubbs all
Me.
made statements, yes,
Me. Okay.
that pertain to me. So, ding, ding, ding. We'll start with Wayne. What is your issue with
No,
No. What is your issue?
You have a grievance with me, so you should go first.
All right.
You guys should save it for last because you guys got the longest grievance.
I didn't think he was gonna start with me.
That's what I'm saying. You should start with me because this is all I got to.
Well, what did you? So what did you say, Chris? You said you mentioned something about Jayson Tatum only scoring 2
last
points
night.
in this.
Yes, in the second half.
Okay.
Just the
Hold
way.
on.
There's more, but that was really the gist of it.
That was the gist of it.
For
I agree.
me.
Yeah.
I haven't had a problem with Jayson, like you said. He said Wayne had me turning on you, which no, that's not the case at all. He is an all NBA first team, correct, right? Player. He's a superstar, right? He's the best player on his team. This is an elimination game. In the finals, you should not be your best player on team, all NBA, superstar, only scoring 2 whole points the whole second half. And the guy that you had a problem with, that you don't like, Jaylen Brown, yes, both of them had terrible decision making and turned the ball over equally that game. But Jaylen Brown was still putting up buckets, do whatever he can to make his team have a chance, really. Him and Al Horford.
When?
Did you not watch the game?
Specifically when? No.
The second half.
No, listen. No. Specifically the fourth quarter.
No, you can't interrupt the fade. Keep going.
I asked him a question on his point.
It's your turn.
I'm sorry, the fourth quarter. It took him the fourth quarter to get 2 points. That's the whole point. He had the whole half. And you're not discrediting, maybe you're not discrediting, but you're going at Jaylen Brown when Jaylen Brown was doing whatever he could to help his team, and he was. They both were turning the ball over equally too, so you can't say that. So that's all I got to say, really.
Your time's up. Your time is up. Okay. Smooth. Your timer starts now.
First things first. I asked you that question as far as when, because once again, Jaylen Brown showed up in the fourth quarter. The first half, they were shooting the same amount of, they were shooting the same efficiency. They had the same amount of points for the most part. They ended the game with the same amount of turnovers. I know you watched the game. when Jayson Tatum turned the ball over, they came from him driving to the rack and trying to draw a foul. I never once said Jayson Tatum didn't play bad. I never said that. However, when Jaylen Brown turns the ball over, it's like you play 2K, he has the bailout badge. He's driving to the rack, realizes he can't make a shot and just tries to throw it up behind him and hope somebody catches the ball. 2 of the turnovers that Jayson Tatum had yesterday, one was dribbled off of Andrew Wiggins' foot, wasn't a turnover. Another one, he caught the ball on the wing in the post, guarded by Andrew Wiggins, immediately trapped by Draymond. That's not enough time. Chris is speaking for way more longer. I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted, bro. You're muted.
Oh, are you in agreement, Joey, that Chubb spoke a little longer?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I did speak a little.
Yeah. Chubb did speak a little bit longer.
All right. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. I think I started.
The second another one of his turnovers. They had 5 apiece. Another one of his turnovers came when he was trapped in the wing with both the best defenders for the Warriors, and immediately when he was trapped, he threw the ball away, trying to get rid of it. Turnover. Like I said, the rest of his turnovers came from him trying to make a play at the rim. Not getting the foul that he wanted. However, my point has always been when Jayson Tatum plays bad, the Celtics are most likely going to lose the game. They have 0 to none chance of winning.
All right.
What a way to end your statement.
Here we go. 2 minutes for you guys to go at it. It starts now.
Us?
Yeah.
Dude, all right. So the only thing I have to say to that is you're saying he didn't. So you're saying that he was doing bailouts the whole time. Jaylen Brown wasn't trying to get to the rack.
I'm saying whenever he turns the ball over, it's just from him not being able to
He was doing the similar. I mean, he was doing similar things the way Jaylen was. They both were getting trapped at points when they were driving.
No, that's false.
There was not an extra guy helping out whoever was guarding Jaylen Brown.
No. When did Jaylen Brown see a double team?
Because Jaylen Brown had Steph on him that time.
Answer the question. When did Jaylen Brown see a double team?
When he was attacking the basket, that's how he was losing the ball.
So on the drive, not when he catches the ball in the post. Not when he gets the ball.
So you're telling me
not immediately.
You're telling me Jaylen Brown going up when Steph Curry is guarding him is a bailout situation?
I'm saying that he causes who doesn't cause friction whenever they drive to the basket.
I'm not worried about Steph Curry blocking my attempt when I'm Jaylen Brown.
I'm talking about the fact that
somebody
Jayson
stepped
Tatum
up and was like,
gets
okay.
doubled. Does Jayson Tatum get doubled or not?
They both
more than
Jayson.
No.
They both were getting in the corner.
False. No, that's false. Who gets double teamed way more often?
Yes, Jaylen. It's Jayson Tatum because Jayson Tatum's the All NBA player, right?
Exactly.
And one thing I didn't say.
And
this,
another thing to that point.
I forgot. You just reminded
me. Who has the ball in their hand more? So who's liable to turn the ball over more?
Okay. So question for you. All NBA player, right? Your team's down by 12 points. You need buckets. You have enough time to shoot that 3. Why are you hesitating? Your team needs a bucket. You're the best player on the team.
I mean, I don't. Are you again?
I'm asking
Are you about to sit up
here? Because I'm saying he had 2 points, and I'm not nitpicking. He needed to score buckets for his team to win. So let me ask you this:
Was he not shooting? Was he not shooting the ball? Did he stop shooting the ball?
He was shooting. He was trying.
I don't understand that point. Like he's missing shots. When he plays bad, they lose. If he doesn't score points, they lose.
Guys, time.
So what are you saying?
The time is up.
Jaylen Brown had a better game. You can't admit that. That's
what I'm saying. Still lost. I can't admit that. And they still lost. It's irrelevant. It's empty calorie stats.
All right.
All right, man. Your grievance is done. Both came out with some good points. Joey, who is the winner of this battle to you? This fade.
Just tell me what you agree upon from both of our points.
Okay. Yeah, this is probably easier. So me and you don't have to go at it. Um,
Because I feel like this, like we're focusing on the finals, which is bad because I never disagree that Jayson Tatum didn't play way down to his standards in the finals.
All right, so
I agree with that.
I'm gonna say that I agree with Theo talking about like Brown and almost not his stats not counting when it mattered in certain cases. I can say though that Jaylen Brown does have the most fourth quarter points on the Celtics team. So that's a thing that he has. So, but I also agree with Chubbs when he says that he got to step up. He's a superstar. He's an all NBA player. He needs to step up in that situation and ball, because if we put him in that superstar category, we have to treat him as such. Even though we're just talking about the finals, like you say, and you say it's kind of bad, but that's where superstars are made. He had a chance to show us who he can be, and he folded. The thing about that, the only problem that I have with UDL in that situation is that you make the excuse that other fans will make about their favorite player. And that's okay, because I'd make that excuse about my favorite player. You will be like, yo, he's young. He has time. Yo, he's been double teamed. If you're a superstar, you need to learn how to get past the double team. If you're a superstar, you need to know how to take over the game and ball. We've seen superstars do it. So I think you just kind of like, to be honest, babying him to the point of like, yo, give him time to grow. And I'm like, yo, no, like he's a superstar. He's been to so many conference finals. He's been to his first finals. This is his time to shine and ball. And he didn't do it. And somebody else on his team took that shine.
Can I comment on that? I don't think it's more so babying him. It's the comparison that y'all making when it comes to Jaylen Brown. Because the thing about it is, if y'all are saying it was a statement made that Jaylen Brown is slightly less better than Jayson Tatum. Slightly. So
I disagree with that. So
yeah. But you weren't the one who said it.
But
you weren't the one who said it. I'm not going to say Wayne's name. But you weren't the one that said it.
It's not my time, but I said that shit.
Yeah. So why is it so bad that a 22-point game is bad for Jayson Tatum? A 20-point game is bad for Jayson Tatum when Jaylen Brown does that on the regular. And he's slightly less of a player than Jayson Tatum. So when Jayson Tatum is having a 22-point game, why can't Jaylen Brown have a better game scoring wise?
Not to cut you off, but I don't think we ever said anything about the 22-point or 20-point games.
I said, which was something. No, timeout. Moving on. Something that I said was, if you are a part of a duo, you should be averaging at least 25 points. Have I not said that in the past multiple times? And on nights that your number one player is not playing up to standard, you should be going off for 30 plus. There has not been a game in which Jaylen Brown has scored 30 plus and Jayson Tatum has played bad and they have won. He had a 40-point game, 40-point L, empty calorie stats. Before this Warrior series, Jayson Tatum was producing consistently. Turnovers and all of that. Still winning. I have the stats right on my screen for all 14 games he played. There are a few games in which he played bad points-wise and they lost. But the common factor is the fact that when he plays...
I'm not going off to the box score because there were games in the Heat series where Jayson Tatum was not found. But he may have scored points. And
okay, all right. So you want to bring up the Heat series, Wayne? You have www. whatever, don't you? Pull up game 4 of that series, please, and look at the box score, please. And I'll wait until you got that on your screen.
You keep talking while I'm looking for it.
No, because it's very important that you see what I'm about to explain to you. I want you to look at Jayson Tatum's numbers, efficiency compared to Jaylen Brown's efficiency. Yet, I didn't hear not one word coming from how bad Jaylen Brown played. Because if that was Jayson Tatum, if the roles were reversed,
they won by 20.
Dwayne, I didn't ask you that. I said look at the box. I said look at the box score. You read out the numbers that Jayson Tatum had.
I'm reading out the box score.
Read out the numbers. No. Read out the numbers that Jayson Tatum had.
31 and Jaylen Brown had 20.
On and what? No. You're big on efficiency though. You're big on efficiency. Look at the efficiency. 5 for 20. That's the efficiency with 11 points. Had that been Jayson? When did I hear it? Did I hear it? Did I hear it from Jaylen? Did I hear it from you?
They won by 20.
Listen to my point. Listen to my point, Dwayne. Did I hear it? Did I hear it from you?
About the Heat.
Did I hear it from you? My point is this. My point is this. My point is this.
No, I'm gonna get you. And you talking about your point in that series? Did I not countlessly say Jaylen Brown is playing ass when Victor Oladipo was guarding him? Did I not say that? Did I say every time Victor is on him, it's clamps? It's in the group chat.
Maybe, but you don't criticize him as much as you do when it comes whenever Jayson Tatum has a bad game, I hear about it for weeks, bro. Weeks.
Because he's supposed to be. Because you said he's top 10.
Be there.
But to your point, if he's slightly better than Jaylen Brown, why am I not hearing it every time he has a bad game, or is not producing 25 a game?
Well, I think 25 a game is for a second option, and you have.
I think 22 is a good number, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not many.
Let's be real. 25.
Well, there have been games in which
give me a duo outside of AD and LeBron that averages 25 a game right now in the NBA. AD and LeBron and Kawhi and Paul George.
I'm not saying that. No, that's pretty high, but don't
in the league.
But my point is the way in which you compare him to Jayson Tatum is kind of like.
So I don't know what are we doing here. So
you say he averaged 24?
Yeah,
he averaged 22, 23. Don't give him an extra point.
What's his career averages?
23.
23 points. He averaged 23.6, so 24.
No.
23. I mean,
point 6. You always round it. You
round
up. You round down at 4. You round up at 5. Come on, y'all know math.
Oh my god.
Y'all went to elementary school.
Bro, there's been games. There's been games in which Jaylen Brown has the same amount of points as Marcus Smart.
Joey, you didn't pick your winner yet. Let's keep this going.
Derek White.
My winner? Oh, yeah. I just don't agree.
He doesn't feel comfortable making a winner. He just wanted to make good points about it.
Doesn't have to be a winner. I mean,
he's soft. That's soft, though.
No, Wayne just likes to. He likes the what's it? You know.
I would just. The only thing I would say is that I disagree. I disagree with DL Moore. That's all.
Okay. All right, so you agreed with me more.
Yes.
But what part did you disagree with?
W.
The part about not of Tatum, just about Tatum, just how you are with Tatum and how you treat him.
But you talk about the one series though. That's all I'm saying.
I pick a tie because I felt like I don't agree with DL, but the way he presented the information, I like the way. That's why the way you presented the information is the reason why I can't pick a winner. I pick a tie because the way you presented the information.
You can't agree with me, bro.
Wayne's a dude that listens to the beat, not the lyrics.
Like the points he brought out were valid, but I'm like Jayson Tatum. The points he brought up. If I didn't watch those games and really see what was going on, I'd be like, because I saw it with my eyes, and I don't like how he's just like, yo, y'all pointed towards the whole series when we can really said he got outplayed by. I'm not gonna go. That's for my time. Whenever it's my time to go. But I like the way DL presented information, and I think this is a tie because I picked DL based on that. So it just none of you guys get a win.
He can't agree with me or Chris.
He didn't say anything about mine. He just said
nothing.
Because he can't, bro.
Crazy.
Chris, you know he can't agree with either one of us.
It's a tie because I picked you.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a tie.
He ain't say no constructive anything. All right,
Chris, you had a good point, but I feel like especially when y'all was going at it, you could have really killed him and bodied him, but you didn't take advantage of the shit he was saying and backfiring it against him. So
what?
So Wayne is he's judging y'all on y'all talent of debating.
Yeah. That's all right.
I'm doing it both. It's based on information and the talent. But if you could, it's the debating is obviously convincing somebody that like if I did, like if somebody, any listeners watching this pod, they'd be like, "Yo, DL talking shit. Like he doing his thing." So anybody else you want to call out?
That's correct.
I mean, you say you want to go last because y'all feel like it's gonna be. I mean, you the one who I always got the most argument with. So
we don't gotta go.
Joy, you said that I'm babying.
Yes.
Are you calling out babying Tatum? I'm calling out Joy. Joy said that I'm babying Tatum, and I want to figure out what's that based off of. Again, before you speak, Joy.
Okay.
I want to say. Hold on, no. Before you start the timer, I just want to make a point clear. Wait, because Joey gonna go first. I do agree that Jayson Tatum did not play well in the Warriors series. Other than that, he did what he had to do. Hence why he ended up in the finals. But go ahead.
Joe, you ready?
I mean, honestly, then that's all it was.
Grievance for you if he agrees.
Because all of my points were made before the finals. Yeah, like I was saying this way before the finals came around, bro.
You just weren't saying that.
Yeah, I think you just weren't saying that because you're just like, oh, because the only thing my thing was used that you were giving him excuses. I'm like, no, he just played bad. Simple. And you was like, no, but this and this and this. I'm like, no, bro, you just played bad. He had a bad series.
Yeah, bro, I made a whole clip about him shooting 17%. Bro, I know when he plays.
That's all it was. That's all it was for me. So,
but I don't agree when you said that he had a bad game 1, 3, and 4. But one he did, but 3 and 4.
He had three. Listen, he had he had 3 bad games. I brought up the stats.
3.
He had 3 bad games. Well,
what was his?
My bad. 4. Though? The last one was. His stats were pretty bad.
His last game was bad. Game 3 and game 4. I don't. That's why I made the point of like. That's why I said
game 3 and game 4. So as again, like that. Yes, game 3 and game 4. Because they.
See, I don't agree with you with game 3 and 4 because that goes to my point of why is it okay for Jaylen Brown to only have 22 points?
Because Jaylen Brown is not Jayson Tatum.
But he's more efficient.
Jaylen Brown is not in the position Jayson Tatum has been. Jaylen Brown has not been up for MVP. Jaylen Brown is not number all NBA player. There's a different like I said, I might be hard on players. Y'all say I be wilding, but I'm saying when you put somebody in that limelight, you expect something from him. And if he does not perform at that level, you have to expect the backlash of it, especially if you doing things like texting Kobe Bryant, like what? And you coming out in the finals?
Bro, you only feel some type of way because that's your favorite.
No. But think about it though. Think about it. First of all, I thought that was corny. Second, for him doing that and not balling out made it even worse. So it's like, come on, bro. Like you are in a different position now. You need to ball. You need to step up. You are the leader of your team. There's no reason, and that's why. And that's why the reason I'm so hard on him is because of Steph Curry. When there was like Iguodala got that Finals MVP, and they gave Curry so much shit for it, but we all know he was the best player on that team. So why am I saying Jaylen Brown is having a better series than you, and you are the best player of that team, and things are and like it's like no, like obviously I like Jayson Tatum. I want him to be that player.
You also gotta look at it though, bro. Like that's the number 2 defense in the league. He's being guarded by Andrew Wiggins and Draymond, getting double teamed too. And it's not like he's doing anything different than what he was doing in the prior 3 series, bro. He's won games on 7 turnovers, 6 turnovers. He's done that.
The Heat series, I also don't think he played to his potential.
But he played extremely well enough for them to win.
He had spurts. Jaylen Brown was the factor of that series.
I don't agree.
We all know this.
I really disagree, bro. I disagree highly with that one.
All right, but
I highly disagree with that one.
Agree to disagree on that one. But I'm just saying, if there was no Jaylen Brown, like I don't think Tatum,
as far as what
have the games that he has. If Jaylen Brown can perform the way he performs, I don't think he has.
As far as timing, are you talking about as far as the timing?
You have to think about what the Heat did to the Celtics and how they shifted their defense to actually have to focus on Jaylen Brown.
Are you speaking in terms? Like I said, are you speaking in terms of timing of what he did?
No, I'm speaking of the whole series.
The whole series
of the time of how they had to switch focus, had to move certain defenders to guard Jaylen Brown because they were killing him so much because of the mismatch. And then sometimes Tatum was just guarded by one person. Jaylen Brown was really that focused until it got to the point where Tatum was like, all right, I'm going to go off real quick. And then they shifted back, and then Jaylen Brown was like, no, I'm going to kill you. We're not going to let that happen. And that's how we led to Game 7, especially with the people that we got hurt with. Especially people that got hurt. So
that was a series. That was a series in which Jaylen Brown scored 40 and they still lost, bro. In every other game, Jayson Tatum.
And where was Tatum?
He had 10 points, which goes to my point of when he plays bad, they lose.
Of course, of course, he's the starter.
It doesn't work the same. It doesn't work the same with Jaylen Brown though. There's been He dropped 31, and they had the same. The roles returned. He had 31, and Jaylen Brown had 10, and they won. 7 turnovers, still won.
Can you give me the scoring of everybody else on the team in those games?
I will gladly do that. What game do you want?
The game where Jaylen Brown scored 30. And then
the game when Jaylen Brown scored 40. Al Horford had 20, which is great. Mm-hmm. Marcus Smart had 16, and Jayson Tatum had 10. The worst game. Wait.
Tice had 1. Jaylen Brown scored 40.
That was a game Jaylen Brown had 40. Okay. Pritchard had 3.
How many points did Miami Heat score that game, please?
They won by 6. They lost that game. They won by 6.
How many points did the Miami Heat score?
109.
Okay.
That was game 3. You know the stats of game 4 already.
Can you tell me how many points did Miami Heat score?
Oh man, I gotta refresh the page.
82. I know.
82, and what was Jayson Tatum's stat line?
Jayson had 31 points.
And Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown had 12, so more than Jayson.
And everyone else. So Peyton Pritchard had more. Peyton Pritchard had 14, more than Jaylen Brown.
14 points. Okay.
And they still won. Because why? Jayson Tatum played well.
How many points did everybody else have?
I'm
sure Derek White had 20 points, right?
No. Peyton Pritchard was the next highest scorer with 14 points.
Al Horford had 15 that game.
No, he didn't.
How much he had? 9, or Marcus Smart had 15? Somebody had 15.
Peyton Pritchard was the next highest scorer with 14 points.
On game 4?
Yes. I'm looking at it, Dwayne. You don't have to fact check me. I'm literally looking at it right here.
I got to fact check you. Tell me you only had 3.
Derek White had 13. Robert Williams had 12. Jaylen Brown 12. Peyton Pritchard 14.
What else? I mean, so the game where they lost.
Al Horford 5, and they won that game.
5. All right. How many players were in double digits?
I guess 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, including Jayson Tatum. But if you click 14 points, man, come on, bro. Not even 20. Another thing I say, what? They are bound to win if two players have above 25 points. And there's another game where Jayson Tatum dropped 30 and Oliver dropped 30. Wash team. The game when Jaylen Brown scored 30 and Jayson Tatum had 29. Washed them. Who's the common factor? Y'all tell me who the common factor is.
Defense, because in all those games, it's low
God.
games. That's a fact. The Heat scored 82 points. Did he not? Didn't he? Miami Heat not score 82 points?
No, you're right. No, what I was about to say, the common factor, and which actually runs with Tatum and aligns with him, is that when they have more than 12 turnovers in a game, they lose. And he has the most turnovers in the playoffs, bro.
But he's also won games in which he's had 6 turnovers. So it's not.
Bro,
Am I saying that? Listen,
good.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying that it's good.
You have proof of that?
Yes, Dwayne. I'm sitting here with all of the stats right in front of me, bro. Like literally. The Nets series. Go to games 3 and 4 of the Nets series, bro. Game 7 of the Bucks series. Go to look at all of that. I don't want y'all to sit up here and make it seem like I'm saying Jaylen Brown is not a great player. Jaylen Brown's a great player. But please have the same energy when he does not, because he has the potential to be dropping 30-plus points a game, bro. He has the potential to be doing that. And the fact that y'all are okay with him averaging 22 and blaming it on Jayson Tatum because they're losing, that's ridiculous.
I'm not blaming on
that's
Jayson
my
Tatum.
that's my
I'm
point
just
of
saying,
y'all.
hold Jayson Tatum accountable for.
I do hold him accountable, bro, but he can't.
It doesn't sound like you do.
You say where is Brown when he has 20-plus points, and then get mad when we say where's Tatum when he has 13 or 12?
Because here's another thing. Y'all definition of bad is different from mine. Jayson Tatum, when he plays terrible, y'all think a 20-point game from JT is bad. I don't think that's bad.
About the 20-point game. Stop putting that in our mouth. We are talking about the 12 and 13-point games.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Can I ask you?
But how many of those are there, bro?
So, he had 2 in the series.
Yeah. You're talking about this series. I said this series he played bad. I said that. You keep on going back to this series, bro.
Can I say something? Can I say something? We all know. DL. You said Tatum's top 10, right? So I'm going to go back to the Miami Heat. LeBron, his first finals, when he was top 1 in the league, he got crucified for the way he played in the finals, but he balled out the whole playoffs to get the Heat there with D-Wade and Bosh. But he lost to Dirk Nowitzki and Deshaun Stevenson guarding him. And people were all summer long, what they say about LeBron. He can't get it done, even with stacked players, stacked team. They were all on him. All Joey's saying is, and what I'm saying is, if you're that type of player, top player, you got to show up, and when you don't show up, you got to take it.
That's where great players are made, bro. That's all I'm saying.
At what point did I not agree that he played terrible this series?
But I'm saying, but this is where you're saying you don't like
right now.
We're talking about the whole playoffs. We're talking about the whole playoffs, and you're getting mad at us for analyzing the finals.
And there was only one game he had 7 turnovers, and he won. He had 7 turnovers 5 times, and he lost 4 of those games.
But he has the most turnovers in history of playoffs.
But go look at the same time. Go look at how many turnovers Jaylen Brown had too, bro. Like y'all, don't just look at that. Y'all got to look at both. He probably only had 1 or 2 more turnovers than Jaylen Brown.
No.
Yes.
He is the first player in NBA history to have
100 plus.
That's bro. What do y'all want me to say, bro? I get it.
But all I'm saying is,
we ain't saying the series. We saying the entire playoff.
I get it. I hear you.
All right.
I hear you, bro. He turns the ball over. I hear you, bro.
Just know top 10 comes with the territory. That's all I'm saying.
Healthy players, he's not. Unhealthy players right now.
DL, I also want to say Tatum was averaging double the amount of turnovers than Jaylen Brown in the playoffs.
Bro, he has the ball in his hand. Way
I
more.
am just saying, bro. I'm just saying, man.
Come on, you gotta consider
pretty
all
bad.
things, bro.
It's all right though.
We 40 minutes in on Jason Tatum, and
All right,
He had a
we're
46-point
We're
dub, though.
done. We're done with this. I don't know if we want to
The
go with
greatest player
Wayne.
of all time.
yeah, we've already been talking.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to.
I mean, I hope I know that y'all hate to agree with me, but I hope I kind of gave y'all a little bit more perspective on where I be coming from.
We don't hate to agree with you, bro.
Um,
It's just don't be right.
I was gonna go at Joe for talking about duos and saying that this is not a duo.
Oh yeah.
So give me your duos of the past couple of years, just so I know, like what makes a duo.
To me,
yeah.
Like I said before in the chat, when I look at duos or like elite duos, so like when I see a player, and DL said it, and that's one of the things I do agree with him on, that if one player is not balling, you have to step up and ball and win the game, especially in moments like that. So, like I said, I grew up watching Kobe and Shaq.
That's an anomaly, though.
Kyrie, LeBron in the finals.
Kyrie. But we also had, and I know we could call them like what you call them, the big three, but I really looked at D Wade and LeBron as like, yo, y'all those dudes. So like when
I just want you to know those two people that Chubbs and you named, Jaylen Brown averaging more points than both of them during those duo years. Keep going.
You said Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
Right. Again. So now we can't talk about regular season, but I am a player of playoffs, big moments. And I've said it to you before. He does have the most fourth quarter points, but I do agree with DL sometimes that when those fourth quarter points come in, it's at moments where like whatever, sometimes it doesn't matter. So, and I said sometimes. There's moments he stepped up in the fourth quarter, yeah, he did it. But I still feel like when I see a duo, I see two superstars.
It's the same thing Wayne literally just crucified stuff for them.
They have to be two superstars, Joe.
Because when Harden and Westbrook got together, we were calling them superstars at the moment.
No, I agree. I agree with
that. A duo.
Superstar. Well, go ahead.
But again, Kyrie, I wasn't calling them a duo. Actually, when they got together, I was like, all right, that's their big three. Because they still have Kevin Love until Kevin Love started performing the way he was performing. I was like, all right, it's kind of just them two. But I was like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. But for me, I said, when I think of duos, I think of two superstars because when we put them together, it's like, all right, yo, these two are going to win the like when Harden and
that's how you define duos that I'm fine with.
And that's what I said. If you call them a duo, I'm like, all right, yo, they're at the bottom tier of my duo list. So,
well, based on what you said, there's only really two duos in the NBA. Right?
In the NBA right now?
Yeah, based on Joey's.
I mean, technically, if we try to go by team, technically LeBron and AD are a duo.
I mean, I'm saying if you do want to count these other guys as duos,
one of the only duos based on Joey's logic.
If you do want to count these other guys as duos, and look, I'm like, yo, if you want to call them a duo, call them a duo. Like if you call Giannis and Middleton a duo, like yo, those are your duos. They're still going to be at the bottom of my list under
like
AD
Jamal
and
Murray and Jokic could be a duo right now.
They still would be at the bottom of my list.
Have duos.
You got Harden and Joel technically.
That might be considered a duo.
Harden
PG and Kawhi would definitely be a duo, bro.
Yeah, PG. That's PG to me.
And to me,
Kawhi, LeBron, AD, Harden.
I know you got a stacked team, but to me, on your team, you got a duo with Jimmy and Bam.
No,
you got a depth team.
It's Jimmy.
Bam, defensive player of the year, right? Come on.
It's Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
So he gets aggressive on offense.
I'm just trying to think of duos in these teams.
One last point that I'll make.
Talk about.
Yeah, I was about to say that, but I ain't want to troll.
He trying to leave. He's out trying to win.
Hey, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
Well, I guess we about to change the topic, but what I will say, bro, Steph Curry and Jaylen Brown, JB had the same stat line yesterday. What was the difference though?
One team had Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson.
You said Steph Curry and Jaylen Brown had the same
So-
stat line.
Steph Curry had 34, Jaylen Brown had 34, Klay Thompson had 12, JT had 13. What was the difference?
It's easy. The
Well,
difference
Golden
is
State was
one team was
better.
hitting shots and one team wasn't.
Throughout the whole game,
That
Jaylen Brown waited until the fourth quarter to make a run.
He had points in the third quarter, right?
Barely.
He had nine or 11 points in the third quarter. I don't know what you're talking
No.
Yeah, Wayne, you might want to adjust your mic or something.
about. I'm good. I'm just sitting back. He had nine.
Okay.
He had 9 to 11 points in the third quarter, and he did the same thing in the fourth.
He had the majority of his points in the fourth.
I know what was the difference was one person had another person in jail. But anyway, we're gonna continue going.
I mean, it was getting
Now that we're on the
literally getting double teamed. But go ahead. Next
Just going
topic.
to the paint and doing that and trying to get a foul that you haven't been getting for the past 6 games is even better. It doesn't make sense.
Same
But-
mind.
But let's go ahead and get it. That was the fade room, everybody. I think it was a good one. We'll try to get it, more cleared up. But yeah, that was the new one. So let's go ahead and get into the NBA Finals. So the Golden State Warriors go to the finals again. This is 4 in 6 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, 4 championships in 6 years. Steph Curry finally wins that final MVP, which a lot of people say he needed to solidify his legacy. And I hate that a lot of people say no, he didn't, because that's the stupidest shit in the world to me. I think that he didn't need a finals MVP to solidify himself in the top 10 of all time. That literally makes no sense. But in my opinion, he didn't need that. So, where does Steph Curry rank all time? I've been hearing a lot of ridiculous things. I heard Kendrick Perkins saying on First Take that prior to them winning, he was outside the top 10. But now that he won, he's in the top 4 of all time. So I just want to see where everybody's sticking in.
Top
Where
four. Who's top 4? MJ, of course. Probably LeBron, of course.
Kareem and then Steph.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
So I just want to see where everybody's thinking. Where do you guys currently have Steph Curry ranked all time?
So, question. This goes back to a topic we did last time we were here. We talked about our top 10 have to be what? Good on both sides, right?
Mhm. Two-way
Consistently.
players.
Two-way players. So it's really difficult for me because I think on our list, our top 75 we did, or top 50, whatever we did, I think we had Steph at like 13 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just got a ring and a finals MVP. So I mean, he's definitely creeping in. I mean, he might be in he's in top 10 now. In my top 10, he would be my 10th. Who do we have? Do you have the list up? The tier? Do you still have that around? Let me see.
I think we
Who
had.
am I kicking out?
I think it was Hakeem at 10.
I'm kicking out Hakeem. I'll kick out Hakeem at 10 because he's not better than Bron. He's not better than MJ. He's not better than Kareem. He's not better than Magic, both ways. I mean, he's a better scorer than Magic. He's not better than Kobe Bryant. He's not. I mean, is he better than Larry Bird? That's a question.
I don't know. Keep going.
He's not better than Shaq. He's not better than Wilt, and he's not better than Tim Duncan. So, like,
For
he'd
me,
be 10.
For me, he's either 9 or 10. I think I'm kicking Wilt out. I'm kicking Wilt out, and I'm keeping Hakeem at 10 and sliding Curry to 9. And I hate that I have to do this. But I'm gonna be objective here. Greatest shooter of all time.
Hold on, time out. You got Wilt out of the top 10 and Shaq in the top 10. So
yeah.
Shaq's better than Wilt now?
Yeah, I read.
Okay.
Yeah. After
Give yourself an applause because you accepted it.
I did a lot of research and I wanted to take a look at Wilt playoffs numbers.
Okay.
Wilt went down, like his points and everything went down like half. Well, not half, like 40%. His production went down like 40% in the playoffs. So that's the reason that I can move him out of the top 10 and move him to 11. because of how his playoff performance. Because Steph is a great playoff performance. Great playoff performer. He just struggles at times in the finals. Um, but I think Charles Barkley said the best. He's like the best little man to ever play the game of basketball. So I agree. I agree with that. Greatest shooter of all time. And because he's the greatest shooter of all time, and he's probably the most selfish, like least selfish player of all time, like most unselfish player of all time, that's why I could stick him in the top 10. And it's kind of stray away from his defense, even though he's gotten tremendously better as a defender. So if he did still play the 2016 Steph defense, he would not be in my top 10 all time. But throughout this playoff run, I saw him become a better defender, so I can put
And he
him
was
in.
finishing. He was actually taking the
Yeah,
ball to the
yeah, his
rack.
finishing at the rim is tremendous as well. So because I see him take those labor bounds and at an older age too, not doing it at a younger age, I'm fine with that. The only thing that kind of makes me wary because most of the greats were great from like the beginning of their career, and this is my thing with the Giannis thing too. Steph first like 4 or 5 years, like we knew he had the potential, but he didn't like blossom yet. Uh, so that's why I'm kind of like a little worried about like really hesitant. I kind of want to shift him and Hakeem because like those people came out the gate and were like those guys. Like Steph was fighting with Monte Ellis, so like it's kind of hard for me. But I'll put him in the top 10 for now. I think I'm gonna say he's 9 or 10, but he's in the top 10. So.
I think for that same reason is why I have him in my top 10 because he'd come out as that. Oh, I'm the best player. And then went to Davidson, bro. Like so, like
Ball to
when
Davidson.
he, but when
Oh.
he came, he did ball. But like when he came to the league, he wasn't that dude. Obviously, other people are outshining him, but like you said, you already named the accolades. But he also has 4 rings over Shaq. He won, and this is the biggest thing for me is that people are like, "Oh, KD kind of messed up his career because he won it with him." But he won without KD, he won with KD, and he won after. So I think after this, he needed this. He needed to win this to be like, yo, like yeah, Curry was that dude. So I agree with pretty much all the stuff y'all said, man. But I'm just happy for him, man. And he won me some money, so
The only thing I'm not happy about is
You bet
that
last night.
no, I bet. No, beginning of the season.
one thing I'm not happy
That the
about,
Warriors
Joe.
gonna win. Oh, nice. I'm not gonna ask you
Now,
how much.
now I got to hear all these little kids try to tell me Steph Curry's the best player of all time.
Now I don't agree with that. That's the only thing I don't agree
Yeah,
with.
that's the thing. I'm like, okay, shut up.
So smooth. Where do you have them all time?
Him being top 10 isn't far fetched. I mean, I can see why y'all put him top 10. I'm not kicking Wilt out because Wilt does the same thing that Steph Curry does inside the 3-point line, or did inside the 3-point line. Steph Curry's obviously like dominant outside the 3-point line, which is what he's known for. Obviously, he's a 3-level scorer. He's gotten better in a lot of areas of his game, not to only be known as a 3-point shooter, but he has that label. This ring, like Joey said, before KD, during KD, and after KD does kind of bump him up a little bit, but I would say he's probably right outside of top 10, definitely top 12. And I'm gonna say top 12 because I feel as though if both KD and Giannis can get a little bit more things under their belt as far as like MVPs, rings, or scoring titles, whatever, they'll definitely trump KD. Giannis is way more dominant. KD is a way more efficient scorer than Curry, in my opinion. And the fact that he does it at 7 foot makes a difference. But him being top 10, I'm not going to sit up here and make it seem like that's a crazy statement because he's definitely around that area. So shout out to Steph. I used to not be a huge Steph fan. He's definitely changed my opinion about him. But yeah, he please stop comparing. They can't compare it to Bron though. Let's not do
Yeah,
that.
that's just stupid.
Let's
I was gonna say, like, and listening to you talk, I'm like, I kind of agree with you said because I feel like him and KD, it's like kind of weird for me because I feel like they were the superstars, and I don't know. It's the way I'm gonna say it might sound crazy, but I feel like they were the superstars that had the least responsibility out of the people in like the top 12, top 13. Like the people that had to really like, I feel like all these other people we name are people that like had to like really carry the load. Like they had to do more
So
than multiple
l-
things for their
let me
team.
ask you this question: without the KD rings and Curry's still doing what he does in his career, where do you place him?
He's top 15.
Top 15. He's
Yeah.
still with everything that he did. He goes to the finals, but he lose.
Oh, so he got so when KD not there, he take L's.
Yeah.
He in the top 20. He like he close to the top 15 though for me. He's like 17, 16, 15. Like 17 between 17 and 14 for me.
Okay, so the 2 rings, you think the 4 rings helps out a
Yeah,
lot.
that 4 rings elevates him without a doubt.
I
Because you
agree.
can't say they win those 4 rings without him. I like
Yeah,
they
you know you
there's no
don't win
stuff
them.
on the court. They don't have any of those rings. So
But
that
I
what
do
hurts KD because they could say we didn't need KD to win rings. Now they can't say they didn't need KD to win those rings because they needed KD to win those rings.
right.
They just didn't need KD to win rings.
I do man. To say the low though. Wait, so I want to ask first, DL, do you have KD over Curry?
It's a tough question because of the fact that Curry literally just won another ring without KD. That's the tough
So
question.
before he won this ring, you had KD over Curry.
Honestly, I think KD is the best scorer of all time. So he has to be top 10. But
You have KD in your top 10.
but because those rings are kind of skewed, that plays into, you know what I'm saying? That kind of plays into a role of who I
Why are
can
they
move
skewed?
around.
Because they just
They're
won it
skewed because
together right now? I don't understand.
no. Here's why they're skewed. They're skewed because KD showed that he can make it to the finals by himself or with Russ or not with them. So for him to join a team that was already in the finals before that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't
Honestly,
really, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't really like, oh, it was
I think,
expected. Like what
yeah,
you
I
like,
think
if he would have lost those games, bro, I would never call him anything. Like don't talk to me about KD if he loses those finals with being on that team. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, facts.
I think
But
you could talk to no one could have talked to you about any of them. Um,
And
in
they
my
would have
opinion,
yeah,
lost.
facts,
Yeah.
they
facts.
would have lost those series. But
And
I think
go
I was
ahead,
gonna say not to go, but I think the thing that makes it like bad is because he lost to them. I feel like if he would have never lost them, lost like in the first round or second round to somebody else, we still them like, Dan, kid, you really want to join them? They were just in the finals, but it's because they were up 3-1 and you showed you guys had the ability to basically beat them. Then I think that's what make KD's rings and to me, honestly, like those Steph rings to me, those are still slided in a hole. Yeah, that kind of gets to my
So
next question.
why before we move on,
yeah, I got a question
why
too.
do I feel like it's weighing more on Curry than KD? Even
What?
though Curry those rings, even
Oh no,
though
I
Curry
don't.
won before him.
What do you mean?
I don't think those. I think those rings hurt KD way more than they hurt Curry because
I
Curry was without him.
I don't know. I feel like
don't.
it's the opposite.
I feel like it's the opposite
I
too.
feel like it's the opposite just
Do you
with the
see
way
Kevin
people speak
Durant
about it.
mentions right now?
What you say?
You see Kevin Durant mentions right now?
I mean, you see it now because the Warriors just won. If the
They
Warriors
were saying
never,
it before though. They were saying it before, like, oh, like the narrative's already paying, like, yo, you left Steph and them to go be with Kyrie, like you made a big
right?
decision, like
But
da, da, da,
but
da.
at the same time, like
But
KD
if he
still
would have
has
won with
an
if
MVP.
if he beats the Boston Celtics in that first round, they're not saying that. It's because he got swept.
Well, they said it last year when he lost too.
Oh, he did lose last year.
I don't think it weighs that much on KD because KD still has a lot to show for his individual career outside of those 2 rings.
I mean, Curry got 2 MVPs.
I'm on the wrong media because the way I'm looking at it, though, KD gets killed about these Golden State rings.
It's only because KD's
Barkley literally says like the all time. Literally said he said this.
Well, he don't like KD though.
Dwayne, you know why that is though. You know why that is, Dwayne.
Don't view KD as a great because he never really drove the bus.
You know why that is though.
He was the best player on that team without a doubt. So that's why I say could hurt Curry too, because I think it hurts both of them, but it hurts KD more. Because there was never no doubt who team it was, even though Curry wasn't the best player on the team. Everybody knew that was Steph Curry's team.
Right.
KD makes himself a target too on social media. That's why he gets so much backlash.
He's sensitive.
Yeah, he makes himself a target. But before you go into, I was having a question. Why doesn't, and that goes into your point of like 2-way players being considered top 10. Why doesn't Kawhi get the credit that he does? Because if you look at it, he definitely beat that Warrior. I mean, obviously they didn't have KD. KD was hurt. You know, he has rings outside of that with the Spurs team, and he was probably arguably, the best.
He was Finals MVP on that team.
He took a Toronto team to the finals by himself.
He got 3 championships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got 3 championships, 2 Finals MVP.
I got a couple of reasons why.
I was gonna say I think the main reason why is the bubble. I think he was on that trajectory, and then what happened in the bubble, and then them not really, they really didn't do nothing since he's been in. Granted, he was hurt this year. He got hurt, in my opinion, if he doesn't get hurt, they probably win the final.
He hasn't been healthy since being with LA.
Yeah, but then also he missed a lot of games. He wasn't the main guy on champ. He got an Andre Iguodala Finals MVP. Like, we're gonna give it a buck. He got an Andre Iguodala.
He also played with Hall of Famers, literally Hall of Famers, and one of the best coaches of all time.
But do they win without Kawhi?
They don't win without Kawhi, but they don't win.
You don't win without Tim. You don't win without.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't win without Parker. Like, you don't win without.
I think Kawhi chilling right now.
They were already a dynasty pre-Kawhi.
Yeah,
they were dynasty in the making.
No, they were already a dynasty prior to.
They were already.
Oh yeah, I mean they had Robinson.
So
I don't think Kawhi cares about being a top 5 player.
The only thing I give Kawhi credit for, the only thing I give Kawhi, not to discredit him, but like the biggest thing he has is the Raptors ring. That's. And I'm like, yo, you did that. The Spurs, like, the Spurs were just an amazing team. Bro.
It's amazing because he didn't even want to really be there, and he's like, all right, I just want to ring with the team I didn't really want to come to.
That's a Hall of Fame team. So I was like, nah,
that's
bro.
Tough.
Like,
Mr. Ginobili being better than Gilbert, never gonna let that one go.
It was the combination of Mr. Fundamentals, Greg Popovich, and then you just have guys that was like, yo, I'm cool with being the role player. I'm cool with being the 6th man. And like, he just had the perfect system.
So on to the next question. Does Steph having as many rings as LeBron hurt LeBron's legacy?
No, because LeBron's better than him all time. We already know this.
We're not comparing.
Simple as that, Onkers.
LeBron has
LeBron's legacy.
LeBron has so many accolades. Like, it's the amount of accolades LeBron have compared to that, the difference is
you saw that
Hall of Fame.
What thing did he just break this year? The most player to have the most points with 7,000 or something rebounds, and
he's about to be the first player ever with.
Yeah, he has like 10 more All-Star appearances.
Let me give you all the stats. So this is and as I said, it's not comparing the two. It's just LeBron's legacy in a whole. But the conversation. This is the difference between LeBron and Curry's career. So 2 times MVP, 3 times Finals MVP, 10-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA, 6 All-Defense, NBA All-Defense. So that's everything LeBron has more than Steph. And they were like, that's basically a Hall of Fame career. Like, Like if this is not to me. This is a top 10 player of all time career. Like
It's
this, right?
ridiculous, bro.
It's
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
is, and that's the difference. You're talking about the difference.
That's the
Yeah,
difference, bro.
I
Yeah,
think,
yes.
but I do disagree with you guys. I think right now it kind of looks weird because Curry obviously
No,
had a
but
team that couldn't be
when you
beat.
talk about legacy, what do you mean by legacy?
His
Because
legacy, so basically him being the greatest player of all time,
So
and
would
that
you wait? Would
how
you
does that
consider
hurt?
Steph Curry in the conversation
Like,
for the GOAT?
unless he's in that conversation.
I'm gonna give it to you. So this is what the internet's saying. It hurts LeBron legacy because you could look at Jordan and say these players never won rings because of Michael Jordan during his time. But now you have Steph in LeBron's time winning as many rings as him, and he has beaten LeBron technically more than LeBron has beaten him. So I don't think it hurts it right now. I think you could point to all the other ones, but let Steph get another ring without Kevin Durant. And LeBron
That's
doesn't win another ring.
a, that's a
It's
wrap.
really going to get nasty out
Well,
here,
It's a
and
wrap.
then the LeBron and Jordan conversation might end if Steph
let me
wins five.
stop you
LeBron
right there.
If Curry get another ring, it's a wrap, bro.
Let me stop
It's
both
a
of y'all
wrap.
right there
It's a
because
wrap.
It's a wrap for what though?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We lost it, man. There's no conversation with LeBron James and Jordan. There's no There's like it's, and I'm not saying this for me. Like I already know who's the best player, and I already know who's the best player of our generation. I'm just saying it's gonna be a wrap for
the
They're gonna
narrative.
put
an-
every time.
analysts and the stories. It's gonna be ridiculous. If Curry wins another ring, it's crazy. Bro.
Well,
But I mean, go ahead,
let's
Dion.
pump the
Go
brakes a
ahead,
little
Dion.
bit.
Go ahead, Dion.
I think that
He cannot win another ring before Braun wins another ring. And sadly, I think that might happen.
But if Braun wins a ring at like 39, 40 years old, that's just going to solidify his legacy even more.
yeah, Brown got
Curry,
another 5 years in the league.
But Curry just won his ring. He's like what 34.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Warriors
Like,
about to the Warriors about to kind of like start falling apart. They're about to start going
Oh,
to their
that
young
is
talent.
how long for the Warriors dynasty last? You think it's
Not too much longer. I know in our last episode I kind of had the same teams going back, but like I think Boston's really on a come up. If anything, the West is going to be a little bit more up for grabs. Because like I said, you just got a whole bunch of young players in the West. Um, and the Warriors are just old. Draymond can't get away nowadays with only having them, with the numbers that he's having. Klay Thompson, Chris, you mentioned you don't even know if he's going to get back to the old Klay
I don't know if
Thompson.
it's
tripping?
Andrew Wiggins.
Hold on.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins, he's a good player, but you know what I'm saying? It took him 8 years to get to this point.
That boy's a dog.
I think the Warriors, if they're gonna win it again, it's gonna be without their big three. And it's gonna be in a few years from now.
What I'll say
Wow.
to that though, DL before Joe, this is another thing. The Warriors need to worry about the Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies add a few more pieces, the Grizzlies are only the real team that really gave the Warriors like problems.
Hey,
But they beat them. The Warriors beat them.
That's because the Warriors played them. I think there's another team that might give the West some problems.
I think the Grizzlies are going to be
Phoenix, bro. Unless
the Grizzlies are going to be the
bro.
team to
stop
beat,
bro. I think I put it in the chat, bro. The Clippers
but
I forgot about the Clippers.
To go back to the legacy thing, I think LeBron's gonna be okay. I think LeBron will win a ring before Curry, and I also think it's gonna be back to back. I think LeBron's
you
gonna
think
win.
LeBron gets 6?
I think LeBron is gonna win, then Curry's gonna win.
Oh.
Then LeBron's gonna win again.
You think Curry gonna win another one?
I think Curry's gonna win another. And
I think the Warriors got another 5 years in them.
And this is why I say this. Klay Thompson
no,
came off one of the worst basketball injuries, right? So he came off this injury and he came back and he did enough for them to win.
Yeah.
I want you to think about what he did in the playoff. Even though he had some bad games,
Come
but
on,
I
bro.
did
Come
say
on.
that. I did say that last episode.
He did
Don't
enough
get me wrong.
to win, and now he's coming back. Give him time, let him
First,
rest.
I said I have to see what he does this year
and
coming
he
up.
hasn't played in a long time. And
I
now
know.
you have Jordan Poole that's coming up. You have Andrew Wiggins that just sprouted and
I don't know. I think
They gotta
Andrew
sign him
Wiggins
back.
kind of hit his peak. I think he kind of hit his peak, bro.
And I think he's gonna stay at that peak.
They got to
That's what I
re-sign
think.
him.
He's gonna.
They got to make a decision.
He's gonna stay at that peak. I believe Draymond's gonna stay, and I also for Draymond to get his. I feel like a lot of people gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be some contract situations. I think Draymond's that type of guy to take a pay cut to stay on that team and
the
win.
Warriors don't have to take pay cuts.
He's pay cut.
Yeah. So how are they paying Wiggins?
That's
Because
how they pay people.
They're gonna pay Wiggins.
So you're allowed to pay players that you drafted. The way it works, the Warriors play more in the luxury tax than every team in the NBA combined. They're gonna spend that luxury tax money in order to keep the players that they have, and they get to keep them for cheaper and not get penalized as much because they drafted them. Andrew Wiggins is the only person they really have to worry about paying, but they can afford to lose Andrew Wiggins if they need to because they have Jonathan Kuminga, who's a really good defensive player. He was just a rookie. Gary Payton the second. You saw his impact in this.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Poole is only going to get better.
And
then James Wiseman comes back next year.
That's the point. I think with that elite veteran group, with those younger guys coming up, I think that's a perfect equation to championship, bro. Especially with the coach that you have, they're still contenders. They're still contenders. They're still contenders. They're always gonna be.
Yes, but is it? It probably will.
Mm-hmm.
The West is just so.
We're probably witnessing one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history.
I think this is. I think this is just one of those dynasties. We had the Lakers. We had
Jordan.
I guess the Heat for the while. The Spurs.
The Bulls.
The Spurs. You know, the Bulls. Now it's just the Warriors' time, man.
The Celtics. They're like really like the Celtics of the 80s. Like
they just passed the Bulls.
I don't know.
I
really do think that the West, they got the Nuggets.
I do. The West get better.
You got the Mavericks.
I think the Mavs have to get somebody different. I like the Christian Wood pick, but
you mentioned Ayton, yeah.
I'm excited for the Pelicans to make noise next year. So
Wood is nice.
Yeah.
Once Zion get on the court,
the Pels,
I think the Pelicans are gonna make big noise in the playoffs.
Let's not get into no Brian Ingram discussions, right?
Come on, man.
We go. Let me. I'm gonna skip a couple of topics. We're gonna get back to those topics later. But I do want to ask you guys. Let's rank the last 4 NBA seasons. So I'm going off of difficulty and like how hard it was to win, and like the moments that happened within the season. So you got 2022, 2021, 2020, and then 2019. So 2019, I believe that year the Raptors won.
Raptors, Lakers, Bucks, and Warriors.
So ranking those.
Are we talking about best season or
best season? So like you not post. I'm talking about best season. So I want to. So not just regular season or not just postseason. We're talking about post.
And we talking about just the moments or the level of
moments like that. We had good moments happening. And
okay, I remember.
2019 is going to be number 1 for me. The Raptors. Right. Number 2 is going to be this year.
Cool.
Number 3 is going to be the bubble year with the Lakers. Number 4 is going to be 2021.
And are you talking about
only reason why I'm saying
are you talking about difficulty or are you talking about just best season?
I'm talking about difficulty in terms of enjoyment watching because I really liked watching Kawhi win that with the Raptors.
That was one of the best performances.
That was very enjoyable. And the reason why 2022 isn't second, I know I don't like the fact that Steph won, but to be honest, this year was really fun to watch because you really didn't know who was going to make it to the finals. There was a bunch of teams that had a shot. And then I got 3 with LeBron because, yes, that's my guy. I don't care about no bubble. He won a championship. And then the 4th, I really don't care about Giannis winning the championship. That was kind of boring to me. And it wasn't really that hard to get to that championship that year. In my opinion.
I agree with you, Chris. That Giannis in the Bucks season, that's gonna have to be my 4th. This year is my 1st. This year's the 1st to me because a lot of young players got a chance to step up and shine, and make some runs as far as Ja being number 2 in the East. The Celtics, Boston to the finals. Shout out, I was right from day one. Them making a run in the finals. Who else? Luka doing his thing in the playoffs. So that's going to be my 2022 is definitely the 1st. As far as, and I'm going off of basically like entertainment and difficulty. Number 2 will have to be the bubble because of all that stuff that was going on. COVID. All the players having to be confined in one space, not being able to move around.
AAU.
Yeah, like that. Like you gotta.
Guys are staying
the mental state of mind for that season was just kind of everywhere, So, and it wasn't like one team had an advantage over the other because they was all in the same situation.
I don't know. Jimmy Butler had some advantages. The people weren't allowed to have women in their rooms. He had Rachel Nichols. So hey, he had some advantages.
Again, I'll say it again. Jimmy Butler wasn't the reason why they made that run though.
I'm just saying.
Right. But yeah, now the bubble 2020 will be number 2. The Raptors will be number 3 for me because of what happened prior to even them get. I'm going based off the playoffs. What happened prior to that? As far as Kawhi just carrying that team, knocking out the Sixers, and just making that run, hitting that last buzzer beater shot. It was just exciting. And then 2021 will have to be the last because Giannis and Giannis was just being Giannis that year. He was great. So that's what you expect coming from him. In the Bucks, they had to win. Phoenix folded as usual. So.
Okay. For me, I feel like I have 2 lists. I have a list for difficulty because I think.
You got to combine them, bro.
Man, it's hard. All right, well. I'm gonna say this year was my favorite. This year was my favorite only because I picked Golden State to win since preseason, and I was watching Jordan Poole all year, Curry all year, so it was kind of cool to watch them just go win, do all that, and the Heat obviously doing their thing too. So this year was definitely my favorite. Also, I do think this year was more competitive than Giannis year, especially because a lot of people. I felt like a lot of people weren't playing Giannis here, and LeBron wasn't in the playoffs.
Like Giannis year, you thought there was probably 4 teams that were going to really make finals.
Right.
This year, there was 6 or 7.
They lost first round. Lakers lost first round to the
Suns. That's what it was. Yeah, that's when the Lakers first got together. Correct? No, not when first got together. When they just came back. Yeah.
They were up 2-1 and then AD got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt and everything. But the second, I'm gonna have to go with the Raptor season with Kawhi Leonard. That was lit because that's the last. I didn't expect it. I think somebody called it. Said, "Yo, the Raptors winning that year," and I was like, "Nah, I don't." See it.
This
I
guy
think it was Wayne. And I was like, "Nah, I don't see it." And
I said, the Raptors are winning it all. I should have bet it. I wasn't sports betting.
I was like, yo, did he really start snapping? I was like, yo, that was probably one of the best moments. Then I would have to put the bubble, and the bubble comes next because I think, again, Dale, you already explained it. It was hard in there. But also, for me, it was kind of like the moment because we all stuck in the crib. We ain't doing nothing. Basketball felt like the only light in the world to watch. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, that was a good moment. But the last is obviously Giannis. I don't really like him like that, but so it was a good. I like Middleton better, so that's side.
He definitely do. I got the same hairline.
Oh,
Dang, that's
Like,
crazy.
my cousin.
Shots
Don't play
fired.
This isn't fade room.
That's my cousin, man. Dang.
This isn't fade
I,
room, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and rank them. I kind of like all of you guys' lists, pretty good. So I think we're all in agreement. 2021 was probably the worst playoffs. People
Yes.
got hurt.
100%.
We had to watch Trey Young
Yeah.
in the damn West in the Eastern Conference
That's what I was
Finals.
wondering. Like, who was playing in the conference final?
So I think that was just where the honest one is ring. We watched the Suns fold, lose 4 straight games. It's cool. 2019 is number 3 to me because obviously, like you guys mentioned, it was fun watching Kawhi. I predict that one. Just watching those series one, but obviously, Giannis them folded. They lost 4 straight games too, and then also KD got hurt and Clay got hurt. So you like really didn't get to see everything. This year it was fun watching the new talent in the NBA, especially in the Western. You had the Grizzlies, you had the crew, you had Luca go far. You got to watch the Pelicans do their thing. That's pretty good. Number one to me is the 2020 season. I think that season had the best moments. One, when Kawhi Leonard decided that he was going to the Clippers, and we randomly found out, literally, like Kawhi announced he was going there. We literally found out 5 minutes later that Paul George was traded to the Clippers as well. Kobe died, 2020.
Mm.
So then we had a funeral. That's when we changed the format of the All Star game. Then obviously the world stopped when COVID happened. And then to me in the bubble, we got some of the best basketball. We watch in the first round. We watched Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell go at it. That was the emergence of Donovan Mitchell. That was the first time we saw Luca in the playoffs versus the 76ers. That's when we got playoff P. Um,
P.
we saw TJ Warren go crazy. We saw people going to crazy in the bubble. TJ Warren scored like 50 points for like 3 straight.
Ricky Rubio.
That's crazy, bro.
No, is that the tier? No.
That mother balling.
It was crazy. It was 40 or 50 points 3 straight games.
Mhm.
That's when the world really got to see Jokic and Jamal Murray.
This year.
That's when AD was playing his best basketball. LeBron was playing well. The Heat made the finals. I remember that Bam block. I remember the Celtics Raptors series where Anunoby made like this shot where it was like zero point 0.7 seconds off to send it to Game 7. It was that whole season was to me crazy. Then Kyrie and KD joined the Nets. Obviously, Kyrie, KD didn't play anymore. Russ went to the Wizards. No, Russ went to the Rockets.
The Rockets.
Chris Paul went to the OKC, and OKC had like a 0.04% chance of making the playoffs, and he got them to the playoffs.
Mhm.
It was to me that's when we saw Devin Booker go crazy in the bubble, and we are like, oh, Phoenix might. To me, the bubble was 2020 probably was my favorite season of basketball in the past couple of years, just because how everything went, and then there was just you guys just play basketball. So and
Except for the Mickey Mouse ring.
also when it comes to
I
like
hate when people say that shit.
the difficulty of that because before the bubble, the Lakers and the Clippers were going at it literally all season. We're like, oh, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do this? Then we got to the bubble. They played that first game, and Braun shut PG and Kawhi down in that last possession. And then obviously the difficulty with keeping your mental health straight, worrying about your family, and doing this that, but playing basketball in like the moment. Like when we heard basketball was coming back and everyone was stuck in the house, it's like the world got a fresh breath of air. So that's why I picked 2020. My favorite season of the past 4 years. Honestly, outside of the 2016 3-1 comeback, that might be my like the past 10.
Like, honestly, if you're talking about past decade, that's probably the best year.
The 3-1, yeah, because we saw
Yeah.
2-3.
Oh yeah. 3-1.
I don't know. I mean, it's between that and the Heat versus the Spurs when Ray Allen hit that shot.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
So that was a crazy
It's
one.
When did
Back
when
to
did
him.
what year was it, the KG and Kobe?
Kobe. That was 08.
That was
wait,
that was lit too. That was lit, but that's
that
08.
was lit.
So that's good. So that is all that we
That
had
was-
for
I don't know how long ago that was.
That was 2010. That was 2010.
That was a decade. Yeah, that was a lit finals.
Now we in 2022, Chubbs. You gotta remember that, man.
2012 was
guess.
All right, let's get to NFL, man. We are into the NFL.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So let's go ahead and get to it, man. Lamar Jackson shows up to mandatory minicamp, and Chubbs thinks he can shut out the haters. But guess what? You cannot. So I told Chubbs, man, until I see pen on the paper, I think it's a really. I'm just gonna keep trolling him, but I think it's honestly a terrible decision for Lamar to show up to minicamp without having a contract locked in.
So,
And it's not
question
because
for
it's
you.
Lamar. I think it's for any NFL player. If you're in your last year of your deal and you're not in a prove it deal, then there's no reason for you to show up to camp and not be paid. In my opinion, anything can happen at camp, especially what we saw happen with the Ravens last year, with all these injuries that actually happened in their off season. So during their training. So I just think from like a perspective of coming from like the player, me being pro player, I rather see a star player, superstar like Lamar get paid. If this was Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, shit, I even think Kyler Murray showing up the camp, even though I feel like he's in more of a prove it deal. I am like to me, those when you're a superstar quarterback or superstar position, you shouldn't be at camp without a deal. Like to me, Deontay Johnson, I feel like he should get paid and not be at camp, but it is what it is.
See,
So
this is why I wanted you to watch the presser.
because you keep saying it's his decision, regardless of his decision or the
He
Ravens'
said he
decision.
started talking to them that week again about the contract. It's not like they're not talking about it. He is
That's
talking about it.
I never said anything about them not talking. I said
I know you're
for
saying you
me,
wouldn't be
I
there.
want players to be paid before they go to camp. So
I get
to
that.
me, talks should have never stopped, regardless of whose side stopped the talks. Before he go into camp, he should have been Lamar Jackson signs the biggest contract ever.
So if you're the organization and you're continuing to try to talk to the player about the contract, but he's trying to
I
focus
didn't
on.
blame you guys, Chubbs.
But no, but I'm saying like your argument is that they should be keep talking, but like if you're an organization and your player stops talking at one point because he doesn't want to talk about the contract right now, he just want to focus on working and getting ready for the year. How do you continue to try and to push that talk on the
And I
player?
think Lamar's stupid for that.
Yeah, he's not talking
Okay.
about the organization. He's talking about Lamar.
I think Lamar is the one making the mistake. I'm not blaming you guys. I think Lamar is. That's when you said Lamar said that he just wanted to focus on football and not like no. That's why people need agents so you can do things like that. Is focus on football and do your work so you can make sure you get paid. I think any player showing up to camp, whether it's on the organization or themselves, and you're a superstar talent, is a mistake. And I think that's stupid because we've seen plenty of times of people getting hurt and them getting fucked over. And
Well, I mean, if I can give my
regardless of who the player is,
I definitely see both sides. I see both sides. I understand 100% where you come from, Wayne. Because in this sport, obviously it's a violent game. You're liable, especially being a quarterback. You got the ball in your hands at all time, point to what I'm saying, hit the person with the ball. But at the same time, when it comes to Lamar Jackson, all he wants to do is play football. He's a lawyer. Like I said, I see both.
That's what
sides.
he said. He said, "I'm a player. I'm a football player." That's what he said.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
I see both sides. So I feel like we're not getting everything that they're telling us. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure behind the scenes he's talking to the Ravens front office, trying to figure out the best situation for him to be in. But at the same time, we know that he can't really afford to be missing days at minicamp because we emphasize the fact that he does not have receivers. We emphasize that they have no chemistry. So it's probably in the team's best interest, and that shows loyalty, to the organization, to the fans, that he's willing to put certain things like the financial aspect of it to the side for now and focus on the task at hand. All of that stuff will get sorted out, by when it's time to. But at the same time, in that time where he is on the field doing this and doing that, he's liable. So, like I said, I do see both sides, but knowing how I feel like Lamar is, it's gonna get handled. So
I honestly believe Dio and everybody. I honestly think that there's going to be a deal like coming before the week 1 of preseason. I honestly believe that they're going to get a deal done. Just based off, he didn't really say much whenever they tried talking contract wise to him. He gave like 2 good answers the first 2 questions, then the 20 other questions he got, he kept on saying, "We're having conversations. We're having conversations. It's private." Like,
right.
so that's how he is. I honestly think there's going to get a deal done before the season starts. I don't know
If
why.
there was any speculation of him not being paid, bro, he would not be there. Like, trust me, like he would not be there.
Right.
And I'm not trying to switch my whole thing to be Ravens fan because I'm not a Ravens fan. But let's be real, bro. Like he's a top tier talent. So they got to protect him. But I feel like they're just trying to figure out what's best for everybody.
And I was watching Pat McAfee show, and I don't know how y'all feel about this take that he said. He's saying maybe he's holding out, and this is the same thing I've been saying to y'all. Maybe he's going to try to play this whole year. He might get franchise tagged. He said, "Cool." He gets $40 million on that franchise tag because the top 5 salaries of that position, which are average out to 41. He tries to negotiate the next year. Now he can, instead of getting 200 total million, he can get like 300 because of the cap raising. Like that, they're saying maybe that he's playing the long game with that, trying to get as much money as he can when the cap rises these next 2 years.
All right.
Because why would you sign a deal with,
I agree
the
with
money's going
pretty
up.
much everything y'all saying. It's just that I especially agree with Wayne where he says you need to have your financials in order because for us as college athletes, we not getting paid. So it's like, man, whatever, we're gonna go do it, we're gonna have to do it. But this is your job. A lot of people count on you. And if something happens, it can mess up your career. Now, no doubt, he's a franchise player. He probably believes in the system. He probably, of course, want to go on the field and connect with his receivers. But I'm not. The situation it is what it is now. I'm blaming him for not getting it done before. Like, why are we talking about this now when it should have been taken care of before? When you already know the situation of your team and your health. So why is this not taken care of? Why is this now a conversation? And now, of course, there are going to be speculations because it's this late in the offseason. And we're talking about this. So the draft's over. People are doing camps. So I think for him, it's careless for him to just do this. And I think he's playing with his career by doing this. I don't think it's his best interest for him to do all this stuff. But hey, if he's a franchise player, I'm sure the Ravens are a good organization too. They take care of their players. So
yeah, we tend to pay our guys even if some
right.
crazy stuff happens. Like
got
paid.
So I think that's what the gist of what Wayne was trying to say. Like, yo, just take care of your financials first before you step on your field and do what you're obligated to do. But hey,
yeah, I feel like he playing a game of Russian roulette to me because he's a running quarterback. He got injured last year to miss the season.
I hate when people say that. He got hurt in the pocket. First of all,
he's still a running quarterback. He's
and second of all,
I don't know
yes,
why he hates when people say that. Are running quarterbacks more susceptible to getting injured?
correct. But has he not been known to get down and avoid those big hits in his career so far? When he runs out in open field,
Not more
yes,
susceptible to
he
getting
has.
injured
Yes.
in the pocket.
It's still a higher
Bro,
chance.
your man Ryan Clark even said so. He's the best at doing that.
I
Like,
never
Still a
seen
higher
him not
chance.
He's a black quarterback, bro. He's a black quarterback. All black quarterbacks are Russian quarterbacks.
Okay.
He's either running quarterback
dual
more
threats. Sorry.
susceptible to getting, possibly him getting injured because of the way he runs the ball.
Okay.
And he does make a void, but he also do that shit on the sideline where he act like he about to go out of bounds and he don't.
That comes with experience in the NFL. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying he does that sometimes, and
He can still
people.
get popped. That's all he said.
Yeah. So can Josh Allen.
Oh man, that's why that man been putting
That's
on
why
weight. Y'all
Josh
see he
Allen
got
was
Josh
big. He's putting
Allen
on weight.
is so.
And Lamar's
Lamar
220
just
right
put on
now.
weight. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
put on weight,
Lamar
bro.
did. He did put on weight. He
And
does.
that's why
He does.
Josh Allen has his contracts wrapped up.
Yeah,
Situations like that.
it is.
You think it's his mom who don't like the deals?
I don't think he has his
Nah,
mom. I think it's him.
It's not. It's
No,
him.
It's him
I-
now.
He,
I
I
thought he
believe-
he wants to be. He wants to be in
He
Baltimore.
says his mom
No.
is his agent to get that money, but I think
I literally
it's really
believe
him.
he's going to hold out. He's going to get franchise tag, and he's going to wait till next year. That's what I
Yeah.
believe.
And I just
I
think
don't-
that's a bad thing. Like I didn't like when Dak didn't get paid right away, and I don't think shit about that. But I knew the
Yeah,
Cowboys did. So
he got paid though.
that's just
He got
got
paid.
paid.
got overpaid.
It's $70 million. So
He got paid.
that's just
He
that's
get
just
overpaid. He got
overpaid.
paid.
Overpaid.
I want you guys to keep him. We own him, so it's okay.
Okay.
You guys can keep him. Just saying. He goes from Lamar to
Yeah. Right.
own that man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not fairing about you guys keeping him,
Kenny,
but I'm gonna keep pushing the agenda
I
of
ain't worried
Lamar
about
to
a
I
wide
better
Miami.
receiver
fear the
playing
Dolphins.
quarterback.
That's who y'all need to fear, man.
That dude's
Lamar
got
to
paid.
Miami. So I got a receiver at quarterback. Relax. Right, that receiver and a running back.
Kenny two
He's not even
gloves.
starting though. Y'all got Mitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Money
behind
making
MAGA.
Mitch, man.
Hey, I said, when he making Mitch be the best quarterback in the, you know what I'm saying? Because
Get
it's a
out of
no-
Bro,
here.
money making Mitch behind MAGA. Come on.
So relax.
Come on.
Nah, he taking the 2 routes. Money making taking the 1. So relax, bro.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, let's get to the next topic. Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
Saw
Watson.
Else to Pick a Side podcast. They made a clip that kind of went crazy and went viral, and they were saying that Deshaun Watson should not be allowed and should be banned from the NFL.
Hmm.
What is our stance on that? I think now it's up to 40 something women. It's
40?
been told. I
There's
saw
a
was
a
just
tweet.
at, like-
there's a total of 66 women, but there's only 26 cases.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh,
They're saying that he
Bruh.
got his own towel.
Open. Yeah, there's only 26
Arian
cases open, but
Foster.
there's 66 women.
Arian Foster said, and I also thought this was always weird. He's like, most guys in the NFL, when they find a masseuse, they stick with that masseuse for years. He's like, I'm not saying I don't know what happened, but it is kind of weird that the guy had 66 different masseuses. So they say he brought his own towels. That's what I'm hearing.
Like saying that just sounds like 66 different masseuses.
Yo, that's a
Like,
lot.
that even
First
sounds
of all,
weird, bro.
that is a lot.
What's even weirder
So-
is like the Texans like orchestrated some of it.
All right,
Allegedly, right?
No,
I'ma
they,
This
they-
is all
they had them
alleged.
sign NDAs, Joe.
that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, bro. Like,
Yeah, the Texans basically. This is
I
the
think they
Texans
covered it up
separate
until
organization because it's when people be like, oh, they only did this because he doing this and that. It's literally been shown now. The Texans let this all loose because he asked for a trade. Like that's literally what happened. He asked for a trade. Now they let all the information out, and to damage him. So,
and that's the thing. Like, do you think like I'm not trying to
person? If this is it's kind of 66 women is crazy.
But that's the
So
thing.
now,
Like, I don't.
I
do
mean,
you
I know
Go
this
ahead,
is a
Joey.
sensitive topic, but
yeah, I
is
feel like about to
this-
ask the same question.
is this consent or not consent?
So
were
they're
saying-
saying no. He
Yeah.
did sexual misconduct.
Or even going further,
That
bro. Like,
wasn't-
is
that wasn't wanted.
is
When
it
Dre
just like
Yeah.
them saying just because maybe I'm not trying to discredit the issue,
Right.
but like how like when
I'm
one
putting-
person
we-
says
we-
something
You could. This is basically a classic case of he said, she said.
and
Is he
so
saying
many
it-
of them is just like, oh, I'm just trying to get the, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the
Yeah,
bag
because
now. Like
they
66.
try to bring it to judicial, and they said there's not enough evidence to actually show that he did anything.
And that's
and-
when everybody else.
Yeah, and that's when everybody was like, okay, now he can play in the league. Does that? So, but now everything is in civil court, so it's like basically he's going to do more like there's going to come to a settlement. But his team is saying he didn't do anything wrong, and they're not coming to a settlement. So it's kind of weird because at one point you're like, why did this? But then it's like all these women, all these masseuses is kind of crazy. But at the same time, the judicial system said you didn't do enough wrong. But we don't always believe in the judicial system. So when are we going to pick and choose when it's right? So
When he
it's a lot.
black.
It's a lot of
Facts.
a lot of different takes you could take from this. But just based on everything that's pending, should he be allowed to play in this NFL season or maybe even in the next couple of seasons? Supposedly, there's going to be in coming weeks a gigantic suspension coming forward.
So,
You
yeah,
saying
so
should he? Go ahead.
his team made a statement like I think an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours ago. I saw it on Twitter. Basically, they think a year-long suspension's coming. That's what they
He's
think.
2 years from him. He's basically not going to play football for.
They said this year for sure. They don't think he's playing at all.
Yeah.
But they don't know about anything after that. But they think definitely 1 year for sure is coming. That's what they that's the rumor.
He basically got suspended. He's basically about to get suspended from the NFL for 2 years. He didn't play. They didn't make him play last year.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's a bad situation.
I don't think he should get banned. I think we should figure out what happens. Just what happens.
He's definitely going. If his charges is 2 years, he's definitely going to try to fight that. Like,
bro, he's going to fight it because look what his lawyer. You know, his lawyer said getting a hand job's not illegal.
And then he got that video of him with that.
He said that. I don't know why, bro, but he said it.
Why would he say it?
Playing basketball, bro. Like he don't be helping his case at all.
That's why I'm like, there's no like. Is it if it was consent, then is that that's illegal? That's illegal. That's illegal. It right? Is illegal.
Yeah, it's not. It is illegal.
If it's consent, if he pays for it.
Anything paid, even consent, even if it's paid for, it is illegal.
If you put money's involved, it's illegal, right?
Illegal,
right.
Illegal within the NFL.
In
life,
in life,
jail.
What you mean? Like
it's soliciting sex.
Yeah, you can't solicit sex or sexual favors.
So what do porn stars do?
That's their job.
That's entertainment. That's entertainment. Unless you got a camera and you got a production.
So it has to be recorded. Okay.
You need a production studio.
I think that's what's his name? Robert Kraft got on because they recorded him in the.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Bro, you just ruined it, bro.
Oh my god!
Bro, I'm about to crash.
That's all right.
Eyeballs out.
That nigga definitely got at the spa. Fucking Jupiter, and then went to go watch his team win the AFC Championship game. That's crazy. All right, man. Next topic is some rankings that Chubbs has. Said which is the ranking of Chubbs. You want to get into it?
Let me pull it up.
I got it right here. I'm going to share my screen. So it's ranking the new head coaches with the best situations. So
best slash worst. Who has the best? Who has the worst?
So at number 10 is Lovie Smith, obviously the new head coach of the Houston Texans. You got Big Davis Mills. They did get Stingley. They got Brandon Cooks as well, but obviously we don't really feel like they're going to do that thing. I didn't even know honestly, I didn't even know the Bears hired a new coach.
Brandon Cooks did well last year, though.
Yeah. It's just the Texans.
Yeah.
Next we have Matt Eberflus. I don't know how to say his name. Eberflus. There we go. Coach of the Bears. Obviously, they got Justin Fields. They made some changes on defense, but they no longer have Khalil Mack. Number 8, Doug Peterson, Super Bowl champion. Has Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. They now have Evan Ingram. I think he should be maybe a little higher on this list. I really like the team in Jacksonville. I think they have a lot of talent. They got Travis Etienne. And also, he's part of the development for Carson Wentz until he ruined him. So, Brian Dable. So, New York Giants. They got Daniel Jones. They got Leonard Williams. They have one of the best defensive lines. Defensive talent. So, they got Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Aziel Ujiri. He's mainly known for transforming Josh Allen. I don't know if he's really known for that or they just got Stephon Diggs. Which kind of made a big difference, but at the same time, Josh Allen wasn't who he was until Brian Dable was known for that. So he has this attempt to build Daniel Jones. Let me know if you guys agree with this list or not. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. So you got Kirk Cousins. He was a former quarterback coach with Kirk Cousins in DC. And they got a good team with Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and the crew. Mike McDaniel as that number 5. So they got Tyreek Hill, they got Cedric Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, and they got Jalen Waddle. Two will turn the ball over. They got him on the team as well. So can he make Tua a QB1, and can he make this offense explosive? Because they clearly have the defense. Nathaniel Hackett, he was it looks like they finally had a long-term quarterback. I know Chubb said. Denver Broncos, they got Russell Wilson. I think the reason why they really hired Nathaniel Hackett was so they can get Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron said no. Um, Number 3, Dennis Allen, and we're gonna get into this because this is actually my Super Bowl pick for next year. With the New Orleans Saints, they got Jarvis Landry, got Chris Olave, Michael Thomas is expected to return from injury. Jameis Winston is back, and they also have one of the top defenses. They got Honey Badger, got Marcus May, so should be some moves I really expect them to make. Number 2, Josh McDaniels. Got Devontae Adams, got Chandler Jones, and Derek Carr really proved himself to be a QB1. So can he turn it around? And then lastly, Todd Bowles. As we know, Tom Brady returned. They got some pieces as well in the offseason. So based on these rankings, who do you guys agree with? Do you think Todd Bowles was provided the best situation of all the new head coaches that were hired?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got the keys to the castle to a former Super Bowl team with Tom Brady as your quarterback.
Right? And hell yeah, he got the best situation.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely does. But I mean, that also comes with the fact of the matter of if he doesn't succeed with that
The
team,
pressure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, is he going to be just an advocate for Tom Brady the whole time? It just, but that was one thing we discussed on one of our episodes is what was the real reason why Bruce Arians took a step back. You know what I'm saying? As far as being in the locker room with Tom Brady, having to take a backseat to him, was that the case? So I don't know. I personally think Josh McDaniels got the best situation out of all.
I was gonna say, I think Josh McDaniels got the best situation.
Yeah, being an offensive-minded coach, going to that situation with Derek Carr and Devontae Adams,
Darren Waller,
I'm
Hunter
gonna have to
Renfrow.
Josh
disagree.
Jacobs.
The reason why is because I think their division is the hardest division in the NFL. So I think he's gonna have
I'm sure in a weak
hard.
NFC.
He's gonna have a hard time.
I don't think they in the same division now. Who owns them?
Yeah,
for the
but
past
you
couple-
gonna see which division's better though. You always gonna take that
You're right.
Raiders and the
Yeah.
other division better. So like I think he
think
has
LA
he in the
and-
hardest division.
Yeah.
And even though Derek Carr has proved himself in last year, he still has to show consistency.
Agreed.
So I think it's for me. I don't think he's like, oh yeah, he solidified like he's that guy to win you a championship. He still got to prove it, especially with the guys that he has. So I think I think he might be in a tougher situation than Todd Bowles if we talk about pressure.
Well, he definitely in. You see what he was
I
doing
don't
in New
think he
England.
has as much pressure because they have a Patrick Mahomes in that division.
Well, I think that's the pressure because I think they exceeded their cap. Or they're pretty close to it, and he's like, "Yo, we're selling out to win, so like we need to win." So I think the pressure is on for him.
He's definitely in a much better position than he was in New England, bro. Like, look at the weapons he has, bro. And especially, like I said, offensive-minded coach with all of those weapons, bro.
Yeah,
I
again,
agree. We saw him in Denver before, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I also think getting Chandler Jones is huge. In my opinion, Chandler Jones and Max Crosby are the best pass rushing duo.
His quarterback, what's his name? He had that one dude with
Jay Cutler.
And then he had Kyle.
Orton.
Yeah, Orton. Come on. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have
Kyle
Derek
Orton.
Carr.
Fucking
He had
Kyle
no.
Orton.
He had Jay Cutler though. That was his
He
quarterback.
had Brandon Marshall, and that was really his only big target.
You mean Taylor Heineke? Jay Cutler.
That makes a difference. Brandon Marshall's is lit.
Miami, Joey,
I like where
What
they're
hit
at.
or miss. It's
I like
a
where
hit
they're
or
at.
miss, bro.
I like them above. I like them above the Denver Broncos. In my opinion.
Miami.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't agree. Like I
I
said,
think Denver is going to be the worst team in that division. I think Miami has a chance to win the division.
I
Broncos
think Miami
country.
is a hit or
Let's
miss because they're
ride.
Miami, bro. They're Miami.
No,
Miami is
Let's
liable.
ride.
I think Miami has been on an upward trend. I don't think we're going down. So I think we're gonna win more games this year, especially. And I think we're going to the playoffs.
You're gonna
We're
win the
gonna-
division.
There's
That's
no
your ceiling.
reason that Miami should not finish
Win our
second in that
division. That's what, I mean.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
not winning
bad.
the division.
We
You'll
have
win the
the
division.
Bills in
They're
our
not
division.
beating
so if
the
we win the
Bills, bro. What are you
Bills,
talking
then-
about?
Y'all winning the
I'm just saying.
division.
I said if we
Hold on.
win our
Why
division,
can't they be able to beat the
we could
Bills?
definitely beat the Bills.
They're gonna win a division over the Bills. They
So-
might not
so-
even. They
so
might
question.
not.
We
They
could
have
the
They have
definitely
a
question
beat the
strong
Bills.
possibility
Time
of
out.
not even beating the Patriots.
Question
I'm
for
a
y'all.
Patriots fan.
Miami Dolphins
What
had the-
you said? What you said?
I said
we
y'all
not-
have a strong possibility of not beating the Patriots, but I
All-
will give y'all the benefit.
And they
of
All
swept
the
y'all.
Dolphins need to do is have a better
We
record than the
swept
Bills.
them last year.
And
for the first time in years.
Our team just got better.
We always split with you. It's a Bill Belichick, bro. He's still the number one
Oh
coach
my
in the league.
God.
the
We're
Bills
gonna
have
get
the
killed.
hardest schedule out of any team in that division because they
Yes,
were
that
the
is
number
correct.
one seed the
Dwayne,
previous
you
year.
had the Bills being the best team in the league this year. So I don't even know what.
Oh,
what
I had the
this-
Bills as the best team in
yes,
the
when
league.
we did the tier list, you had them being the number one team in the league.
No,
yes.
he had
Oh,
the
that's-
Chiefs.
No, he had the Bills.
He
I
put the
probably
Chiefs
had the
number
Bills.
one.
No, I
Yeah.
probably had the Bills because they got
Bro,
Von Miller.
he did because I
But
got mad. He
don't
put the
think
Chiefs
it's out
number
of the
one.
realm
Von
of
Miller.
possibility that the Dolphins can beat the Bills because
Yeah.
to me they have the defense. They just need Tua to show up. If Tua can be honestly, and he's been average at
You got
best.
two all-pro
If Tua
DBs back there. What you talking about?
You said what?
You got two all-pro DBs back there. I know they got torched by that guy Tyreek Hill.
And hold on.
Yeah. And that guy
But
is
like you
on
said,
that-
they got Von Miller. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
I'm not saying
The
I'm not
Dolphins
saying-
came in third last year, right? In the
no,
division.
you got. I'm saying it is not out of the
Yeah.
realm of possibility.
They have an
I
easier
I think we're a
schedule.
game behind the Patriots or something like that.
Then you're
Yeah.
gonna have a pretty. You're
y'all
not gonna
swept
have
us,
like
Joey,
a,
and we still made the playoffs.
You're gonna be.
somehow.
You're probably in the middle
Bro,
in
our
terms of strength.
schedule was like we went 1-7. Like, we're bad at the beginning of the season.
You'll be all right this year. I think they can win it.
I
I'm
believe
saying
so.
they're gonna have the defense. It's just if Tua could be an above average quarterback, if he could just be above average to good, the Dolphins are gonna be in a scary team.
I'm telling you this. It's
just
a
can't
make
be
it
Duck
breaker.
Boy.
It's a make it breaker season for Tua. This is his what third season? Yes,
Yeah.
third.
Should've
This
got
is his third
Fitzpatrick
season.
back before
If
retired.
he does not perform this season, I'm calling it. He's not gonna opt into his option for us to keep him. We're gonna get rid of his ass and we're gonna draft a quarterback in
Joey,
the
so
season
this
because
this
there's a
this
lot
is-
of
this is what's
quarterbacks
gonna
coming
happen.
in.
This is gonna happen. You guys are either gonna
Sure.
make playoffs and he's gonna have a great year, or you're not, and you're gonna have a top 10, top 5 pick.
The
No,
Dolphins
actually,
won.
I think if we don't make the playoffs, we're gonna have a decent record, and we're gonna have to get rid
Dolphins
of
are
some
winning
pieces.
at least 9 games this year.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of some pieces for us to get a high pick in the draft, and which we will. And
That's
then we're
not
gonna get
good.
we're gonna get a
9
good,
games.
we're gonna get a
I already
different
said
quarterback.
what's happening. Lamar's not going to sign his agreement.
No,
And
We
then-
might get.
we're not doing this.
We write
We're
that
not
big
doing
check.
this.
It's going to
We're
be the
not
biggest
doing this.
trade in NFL history.
And he
Miami
come back
Dolphins
to
are
the
gonna
crib.
spend somebody
We will never,
Tua, and
never.
6 first-round draft picks.
never,
Ravens.
never,
6 first-round draft picks.
never.
2 seconds. And
I
a
told
fourth
you. I already told you.
for
Ravens
Lamar-
are giving him
Y'all turning
$60
that
to
down?
$70 million before they
Wait.
do
If
that.
You gonna
Lamar-
turn that? You gonna turn down six?
So the
six
Dolphins
Yes.
are
first-round
ass.
picks?
Yes.
No, check me out. If the Dolphins are ass, and Lamar say, y'all want to get out of here. For some reason, y'all don't make the playoffs. Y'all don't do nothing. And Lamar says, y'all want to get out of here. I want to go somewhere else. Tired of Greg Roman's system. Want to go play with Mike McDaniels. I want to get traded. I want to be traded to Miami. Do you guys not take 6 first rounds, 2
I'm
seconds, and a
not
fourth
taking
plus Tua?
Tua. I'm not taking Tua. No,
Y'all still getting 6 first round picks.
no, I'm not doing that.
But you was praising Tua,
The
though.
Ravens-
Why you don't want to take Tua?
The Ravens would absolutely do that. Like they would do it in a heart. Like if Lamar just said he didn't want to be there anymore, they would do that. So
I'm not the Ravens.
yo, when this happens,
I'm not the Ravens.
yo, and I'm saying this straight until Lamar signs his agreement, just so everybody knows.
It's
Because
not.
yo, Chuz, I'll just ask you, what if that actually happened? What would you do?
If he
I
gets
already
franchise
told you
tagged,
guys what
it can
happens
possibly
if-
happen, bro.
I already told you guys what happens when the Ravens trade Lamar Jackson. I already told you what I'm gonna do. I'm just done watching football for a while. I am.
If he
because
comes to the
because
Dolphins, you
think
might as
about
well
this.
be a Dolphins fan, bro.
This
We
is-
could be a
this-
Dolphins
this-
fan together.
This is how I feel. If you re-signed Joe Flacco, all
He got
that
them a ring.
money,
He got them a ring, though.
he did get a ring, but
He
he
got
was
them
the
a ring.
highest paid that year.
Hey,
If you
He got them a
re-signed
ring.
him and gave him 4 or 5 more years, and he was the highest paid at that time, this guy is 10 times better than Joe Flacco.
you heard with
Joe Flacco got them that ring.
Yeah,
bro.
so does Trent Dilfer got us a ring too. So
you heard
I'm
with
sure he got a
Tariq
big
Hill?
check.
all I'm saying is, this is the first ever time the Ravens have an elite quarterback, top 5 quarterback, arguably top 10 for sure.
They said Joe Flacco was top 5 when he won that ring.
He was elite that year.
They were trying to
Yo,
say it.
and,
They were trying
In
to.
reference to Tua, you heard what Tariq Hill said?
Yeah,
He
that was
said-
actually what I was going to get to next. So
Oh, what?
I'm never doing that trade though. I don't care. I'm not the Ravens.
Tyreek Hill in a recent, I think he started his own podcast, said that the Chiefs are going to might struggle this year without him, and that he was underused last season. And he said Tua is a more accurate quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
And you saw what game he started that underused narrative that he started. He said, after week 3, that was the Ravens that made him do that. We broke the Chiefs, y'all. We broke the Chiefs.
There was a coach that actually seconded that
catch,
too.
by the way.
He said he was like, I went for 150 yards with Matt Moore as my quarterback. 2 is 10 Matt Moores. So,
and I honestly think it's because Tua is getting so much backlash and they just killing him, bro. And
So you think it's more protecting Tua or discrediting Mahomes?
I think it's
protecting.
No, I don't think it's discrediting at all. I think it's more of just protecting Tua. Kind of like, yo,
do
like
we really believe?
Yeah, he ain't say Mahomes. He said Matt Moore, bro. He didn't
do we really?
He did say Mahomes. He talked about Mahomes.
He said Tua is a more accurate
Bro.
quarterback than Mahomes. Do we really believe that?
No,
I do.
no way.
Yes.
I do.
I don't.
100%
I don't.
believe
You think Tua is a more accurate quarterback than Mahomes?
Yes. I think Mahomes have the better arm strength, but I think Tua is more accurate.
He has to be more accurate because you know how you say he has to? Because he can't throw the ball 20 yards down the field. So he got no choice.
Who can't? Who?
And that's a false. That's a false narrative.
Tua can throw the ball deep.
That's a false narrative that he can't throw the ball.
I need Chris. What?
He had the
Chris,
most-
did you agree with that?
What?
Tua being more accurate than Mahomes.
No, I think
Might be
Mahomes is
slightly.
more accurate.
That's what Tua was known for coming out in the draft was his accuracy. That's why he's compared to Drew Brees because of his accuracy.
That's
And
crazy.
Joey, I need you to say
Joey
the same
wanted
thing.
Herbert.
I need you to say the same
Yes.
thing, 'cause
I
this
believe.
is
I believe Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. Yes.
I can't believe.
I don't think it's like a big
talking
difference.
Tua
I just think it's like
You
might be
said
slightly-
that at 1 hour and 58:15.
Yes.
I have to make sure I get that.
I can't
I said
believe you. A
This
Tua
man be
fan
throwing
now.
across his body, throwing the ball falling to the ground, throwing the
Yeah,
ball.
Dio, you got me. You got me
back and
there.
forth. Like,
And it went
what-
right to his hands. Is that a
He
perpendicular angle?
like, what are you even saying
He
right
did.
now, bro?
He
Like,
said.
come on now.
Listen, man.
Oh my
Listen.
goodness, he does what every coach tells you not to do in complete passes, bro.
That's true.
Again, but
That might be talent, not accuracy.
Let's say this though. Let's say this.
On a dime,
He has done those moments. He has done those moments. He doesn't do it all the time.
well,
but-
Tua has zero sample size.
But
so
but
we
check
can't
this
even
out.
compare
He
it,
does
so.
have Travis Kelce and he does have Tyreek Hill. Two of the
Which is
top
even
receivers in
harder,
the
bro,
league.
because
No, it's easier.
you can underthrow a fast receiver, bro. a lot.
And Tua's gonna be doing
he-
that all year.
Yo,
Right.
actually, Patrick Mahomes actually underthrew Tyreek. He slowed
Wait, how
down,
often was that, Chris?
caught the
how often
ball,
was that,
and
Joey?
scored a touchdown.
How
like-
often though?
But he still underthrew him. That's what I'm saying. Balls
He's
that are
saying you're going to
bad,
see that more often though with Tua.
He underthrew him 60 yards down the field.
he still underthrew him. Isn't that when you're gonna Isn't that where you're gonna underthrow someone when they're further down the
Tua's
field?
gonna
That
underthrow
just
it at,
sounds like a misjudgment of how much arm strength he used that one time.
Or how fast Tariq Hill actually
He
is.
underthrew him. He underthrew him. That's it.
underthrown.
I'm just saying, underthrowing somebody, like it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna have a receiver that can, even if you overthrow Tyreek, he's probably still can get the ball. You throw the ball way above Travis Kelce head, he's gonna grab that. You throw the ball very low, he's gonna one hand that. Like you have somebody that can. They're literally the top tight end.
I'm not gonna get it there. You had Jaylen Waddle,
he's say top two. He's two.
and you had future
I said you have
Hall
top
of
tight end. What you say?
you had future Hall of Famer Mike Gesicki.
No. Wait. First of all, our O-line is terrible. All right. Second,
You got Teron
Mike
Armstead,
Gesicki is not the Hall of Famer yet.
We saw him throw
future Hall of Famer though.
versus
Future.
a terrible offensive line.
Who?
When he is damn near on the ground.
Are you talking about
back across the field? Mahomes? Yes.
Yeah, but
Not-
like his O-line got hurt
He was parallel to the ground.
prior to that game. So like, but during the season, he still has O-line and they were balling. So like, the only reason that was like that is because of injuries. He
That's
still
why
has a good O-line.
Adapt to that than adapting to it being there all season.
He's lost the game. He lost the game. So what do you mean?
All right.
All right. So before we head out of here, because we're at a 2-hour mark, pretty long pod. I'm trying to play
Pretty
some
productive. I like this.
um,
One of our better parts.
Minka Fitzpatrick gets paid 4 years, over $73.6 million, with $36 million guaranteed, making him the highest safety. Where do we rank Minka around amongst the top safeties in the league?
Are we talking about free safeties or just
Don't
safeties?
care.
Whatever you want to do.
Top 15.
Okay. Top 32.
I thought we were going to try to be more objective.
All right.
If
He
we're
wants us to talk up his player. Let's.
Not give Lamar like a good.
I know. I'm joking.
Let's
I'm
go.
messing with you, bro. I'm messing.
You
Are
can
we
talk
talking
shit.
about safeties as a whole or free strong?
Y'all want to do safeties as a whole, or y'all want to do free and strong?
If we're
It's
doing
up to you.
free, I'd put him in top 5 and free
he's
safeties.
definitely top 3. We talking about
I just can't.
Three.
I mean, let's name. Just
he
throw
might
some out.
be 1, to be honest.
Tyron Matthew is one, a free safety. He's up there still, right?
He plays strong, I thought.
Does he?
Yeah, he does play strong safety.
He plays
I
strong.
thought he played free.
He plays strong. I'm thinking Minka is the number 1 safety in the league right now, bro. To be honest,
Say that, but I
he's
was
the
gonna
number
be
1.
honest.
He's the number 1 safety. I don't see anybody better than him.
I mean,
right now.
Ravens did just pay that one. I don't think he's top 3. He's top 5 though.
Marcus Williams.
Yeah, we got Marcus Williams.
I don't think Marcus Williams is better than Kevin
He's not-
Byard.
He's not better than Minka. Byard can be top 5 too as well.
No, Kevin
No,
Byard's
wait.
top
So where do y'all put Javon Holland?
three. Javon
See,
Holland
he's
is
young.
better than Marcus Williams. He's still young. So
He's
I don't know
not
if I
better
can
than
throw
Marcus
him.
Williams.
They say he played as the top
these
5
statistics,
corner,
Javon-
like top 5
Javon Holland
safety
was
in the
top
league
5
last year.
safeties. Not
Safety,
free or
safety.
strong. Top 5 safeties.
That's what I'm saying. So where do y'all rank him? Because he balled last year,
All right. So
and that
Top
was his
15.
I
first
had
year.
to think about a few people.
Okay.
Let's not disregard
I gotta see back-to-back
Devin
production like
McCourty.
that before I can
I
give him
feel
a
you.
top. Yeah,
Devin
He's
McCourty,
He's better than that McCourty.
and Adrian Amos, bro. What do you mean?
Wait, hold on. Adrian Amos and Devin McCourty.
they're not top 5.
Top 5.
Not top 5 free
Name
safety.
me 5. Name me 4 safeties better than them besides Tyrann Matthew, bro, and Mika, who are
Audrey Diggs.
No, you talking about
Justin
all
Simmons.
safeties? If you're talking
You
about
talking about all safeties?
Oh,
Are we talking? What are we talking about? All safeties
What
or
about
free
free
safeties?
safeties?
We were
Oh,
talking
okay,
about just free safeties.
I thought we were talking about all
Ooh,
safeties.
it was all safeties. I'm about to name 8, 10.
If we were talking about all safeties,
Devin
they
McCourty
still
was a part
matter.
of the number 1 defense. Like, what do you mean?
Kevin Byard,
Micah Hyde, bro. Come on now. He's an all-pro. Like, let's think about
so about Micah Hyde, like I know he's an all-pro, but like
they definitely got all pro torch in the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I agree. With the
Micah
most accurate
Hyde-
quarterback playing the game. So
Micah Hyde might be like 11 to me or 12 in his respect. He's good. He's all pros, but like,
he's good,
bro,
but
I don't know. He's weird when you watch. I don't think he's like a top safety when I watch him.
I'll be watching. I don't think he's a
I
game
think he's
changer either.
overrated.
Right?
I think
Yeah,
he's
see what I
overrated.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking Harrison Smith over Micah Hyde, bro.
Facts. That is facts.
Like I didn't want to say it, but thank you,
Jesse
Wayne. Like,
Bates.
thank you.
I think Jamal Adams is
peeling the
overrated.
Band-Aid off because I didn't
Jamal
know.
Adams is definitely overrated.
I think Jamal
Definitely.
Adams.
You know what they call him? They call him Blitz Boy because he can't get any interceptions.
Facts. He is in the
Big Ben
box.
threw that thing right at his
He's-
chest. And
He's a sub linebacker, bro. That's all he is.
He's a linebacker. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buddha.
Big
Oh,
nickel.
Buddha's a
A
strong.
big nickel. Yeah, big nickel. Oh,
I got
yeah.
Buda Baker, Kevin Byard,
But
and
Buddha's a
Nick
strong
Gaines, top
safety
three. I'm talking about safety period.
in general.
Kevin
Okay.
Byard,
Jesse Bates.
Nisha.
Jesse
Jesse
Bates.
Bates is
Yeah.
nice.
I like Bates, but I think Poyer's better than him too.
Poyer is.
I like Aaron
I'm
Poyer.
Poyer better than him too.
They're both all pros. Micah
I
Hyde
feel like
and
we're
Poyer.
forgetting
So.
somebody. Oh,
First
You
team.
sleep, man. I
I
got
really
Javon in there, man. Yeah,
I know
Devin
you
Devin
like-
McCourty's definitely he's the fastest safety,
So,
and
question.
he is.
Justin Simmons is slept on.
Are you calling CJ Gardner a slot corner or because he's also a safety?
I call him more of a slot corner, but he's not in this conversation with me.
Okay, but he's listed as a safety on the depth.
What
I
about
just wanna say
Terrell
that.
Edmonds, bro?
Listen,
Nah,
Minka.
fair enough.
To me, Minka is the best free safety in the league because he's
Minka
the
is
only.
yeah.
As far as free safeties, the impact he made on the Steelers' defense is ridiculous. They went from a top 15 defense to as soon as Minka got on the team, to top 5. So to me, based on that impact and what he does, he does all the dirty work. He was a leading tackler on the Steelers last year, which was kind of crazy.
He
And he-
is the
Is he a future Hall of Famer?
definition. He's a definition of like an all-around free safety. He does literally everything, and he does it excellent. Like I don't think anybody does it better.
He left the
than him.
Dolphins because they said you play every position well. We're putting you everywhere. He was like, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
That's what he
it's
said.
ridiculous. Did you
He
see
said
the
this is- he
comment
said
he
that's
made
college.
about Brian Flores?
No.
He was like, "We need Brian Flores and his discipline and things like that." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Damn, you ain't like this like, not too long ago."
He didn't like him being.
He didn't want to be a corner. That's the answer he didn't like.
Right,
No, it wasn't-
right.
They just didn't put a position for Minka.
Yeah,
That,
no,
like,
yeah. He was
he-
like, he was
nickel.
everything.
Week he would play CB1.
He
Next
was
week
like
he would play strong.
rover. He was like a
The-
rover for the Dolphins.
It was
bro.
just
He
running.
Yeah,
He was
doing
running.
everything. But he was lit though. That's how you know he was lit. I'm kind of sad we had to get rid of him, but y'all gave us a first round pick, and I appreciate it. So
What did that turn out to be?
it turned out to be a lot.
No, but I'm saying, like, who did you get with that pick? I'm just curious. I don't even know, right?
We traded the pick
For
for more picks
to
to get players, bro.
Who
Like,
ended up being the player? I want to know, like, who ended up being.
For what happened with the Dolphins, it's
Because you know how somebody's saying
it
such and
trickled
such got
down.
traded for this pick?
I didn't even use it yet.
Yeah, I think the picks that we traded for, we still have them. It's because like we've done so much that like I think from one trade with the Texans, we got like 7 players that start now on our team. So it's like
Steelers won the trade though.
it was like you said what?
I said Steelers won that trade.
The first? I mean, actually, it was. I think it was
We traded
an
the first round
equal.
pick.
I think it was an equal because at the same time he didn't want to be there, so we didn't
Yeah.
want that in our environment too. So
You could have got
had to give him
something.
up.
If you
I mean, we
didn't
got a
be there,
first round
you coulda
pick from it,
got-
and we still. I honestly think we got
they were
2
generous.
first rounders and maybe another 2 second rounders from it.
Because if I'm if I'm an owner and I know a guy doesn't want to be there, I'm not giving a first round draft pick up. I'll give like a second or third.
Oh, we would have kept his ass. We'd have kept it.
Then I'd be like, I'll be like, yo, Minka, I'm sorry, we try to get a first for you.
Somebody would have give us a first for him though.
Problem.
And I think the Steelers really needed Minka. They were like, yo, we gotta give up a first
they had
round.
Mike Mitchell. That's why.
Yeah. Yo, ever since Minka came, Mike Mitchell has disappeared, bro.
Mike Mitchell, bro.
He fell off the face of the
I mean,
earth. We
transfer
don't know
coming
where
at
he's
Mike-
at.
The best thing for us, bro, was very heartening.
Mike, he's gone,
I
bro. He
remember
has
Mike
every
Mitchell
week,
used to
it was
be
Mike
like-
Mitchell slander every other week. He did something wrong.
Bro, Mike Mitchell and Ike Taylor, bro, at the Steelers
my
minicamp
God.
used to kill me, bro.
It was
Like,
hilarious,
oh
bro.
my god, bro. These two
It
guys,
was
bro.
hilarious.
23 and 24, bro. Tweedledee and Tweedle.
Brian Clark too, when he used to get bunged, like I got 2 Super Bowls.
Ike head big as hell.
It's crazy,
It was
but
hilarious, man.
I think that's really all that I have. I did want to talk about they made a ranking for the greatest running back seasons, and Adrian Peterson was not on there.
That is alarming. First of all, why?
Chris Johnson's 2K year was on there. So
Who? Chris Johnson? Was it on there?
yeah, that was number 10. I'll give you guys.
I bet you
number-
Jamal
Isn't
Lewis
AP
better.
still the number one rusher?
No, he's not. So
Because they probably put up a lot of like the new guys, you know.
No, so
Jamal
number
had
10
2K.
So number 10 is Chris Johnson, 2009 season. He had 2,006 yards. He had 358 carries. Caught 50 passes for like
No, they got
500.
Adrian Peterson at number 8.
Oh, tripping. He had 8. Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah.
Earl Campbell, 1979, averaged 5.2 yards per carry, had 1,900 yards, 13 touchdowns, had 4 200-yard games. Adrian Peterson at number 8, 2012 with the Vikings. He was 9 yards short of the breaking Dickerson's record. So he had 2,097 yards. In 2012, obviously, I believe that's the year he won MVP as well. So, number 7 is Walter Payton's 1977 series. He had 1,800 yards, 14 rushing, and averaged 5.5 yards a carry. He ran for an NFL record that year for 275 yards in the game. LaDainian Thomason's 2006 season, which was kind of ridiculous, where he had 1,800 yards, 28 rushing touchdowns, 31 scores. So he broke Sean Alexander's rushing record, who was Joey's favorite player at some point for some weird reason. Also caught 56 passes for 108 yards. Jim Brown, 1963. He had averaged 6.4 yards per carry, had 1,800 yards, 1,863 for 12 rushing touchdowns. So that was kind of crazy. O.J. Simpson, 1973. He was the first player ever to rush for 2,000 yards in an NFL game. Did it in 14 games. So averaged 6 yards per carry. Terrell Davis, he won a league MVP in 1998. He had 2,008 yards, 21 touchdowns in the regular seasons. He had an additional 468 yards and 3 touchdowns in the playoffs as well. So Eric Dickerson, this is the year when he broke the record. I think it's still the record right now. 2,100 rushing yards in 1984. He had a dozen 100-yard games, and he also had a 215-yard game. And then the greatest running back season ever is Barry Sanders, 1997. Sanders ran for 53 yards total in the first 2 games, and proceeded to run for exactly 2,000 yards in the final 14 games.
God damn.
Yeah, he went over 100 yards rushing in each game, and averaged 6.1 yards rushing per game. So I think that is why people say Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time.
That's what I say. A lot of people say Emmett Till, but
Man, my boy got
And Emmitt
snubbed.
Smith was honorable mention.
Emmett Smith. I said Emmett Till. Emmett Smith.
I was about to say, did you say even
Yeah.
My dog got snubbed.
R.I.P.
RP.
So Emmitt Smith, 1995, was second. He had 1,700 yards, scored 25 touchdowns, caught 62 passes for 300 yards, had 6 touchdowns in the playoffs. Good. But yeah, man, that's actually the end of this episode, man. Before we get out of here, Joey, Chubb, Smooth, y'all got anything y'all want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Oh man,
Oh,
that
man,
list just made me mad.
Just
Hold
call
on, why
me just call me the
Because I think Jamal Lewis got snubbed.
boo.
He
Get
was
out
the
of here.
whole.
No.
He was the whole offense when he did 2K that year. And he averaged
Get
5
out of
yards a
here.
carry.
Chris, I be trying to be on your side, bro. But everything is Ravens with you, bro.
Bruh, he had
Who you taking
2,000.
Jamal Lewis.
Who you taking out?
2,000 is hard to get, bro. What are you talking
Get out of
about?
here, man.
I kind of
got
feel
it.
you. I feel like every 2,000 yard season should be in there. How many touchdowns he had with that though?
He had 14.
I mean, he can be up there for honorable mention, possibly.
Let me see. Who would I
I got
take
one
out?
thing to say though. Call me the prophet. I was right about football and basketball. All right. I wish I'd have known. Next year, I got my picks. I got the Rams.
Bruh.
I got the Rams. Early picks. I got the Rams winning again.
Too early to tell picks. Okay.
Yeah, too early.
like
I got the Rams winning again. I got the Heat coming back for revenge. And then my my teams I want to win, obviously Dolphins, Heat. But that's it.
My way too early to tell picks are the Saints winning the NFL championship and I said it, the Saints and the Clippers winning the NBA championship, barring that the Heat don't get down to the Joe Bradley bill.
Okay.
NBA, I'm about to be biased as hell. Boston on a revenge tour. They coming back, and they coming back for blood. I got Boston to the finals again, but this time I'm claiming it. Not only are they going to the finals, they're winning the finals.
Hot take,
And then,
Boston.
what'd you say?
Hot take. Boston doesn't make it out the second round next year. But finish.
Ooh. Okay.
Why are you? Why am my comments is the only one that you had to?
and Wayne, given what I just all I read with the people, I'm taking Walter Payton out.
Okay.
And
What's your
NFL
football?
this upcoming season, Tom Brady wins his 8th ring. Bucks to the Super Bowl.
I hate that.
Pretty sad. As long as Tom Brady's breathing, he will be playing the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, I hate both of your picks. Why?
Sorry, bro. Why? Sorry, bro. Got to. You can't bet against the GOAT, bro. So you can't bet against LeBron.
No, you're right. You're right.
You're
You got any picks?
Me?
Yeah.
You already know Super Bowl is coming to Baltimore next year because I really think I'm all bias aside, I really think we have a top 3 defense, and if that offense is anything like it was that they think is going to be 2019 MVP season of Lamar, if you put a top 3 defense with that's actually a top 3 defense, you have a really good shot at winning it, and I think we do this year. NBA wise, I'm gonna stick. I think the Grizzlies. That's my pick. If they add the right pieces around what they already have, like they're gonna be even more dangerous. So, that's my pick. Eastern Conference team, I don't know. Hopefully the Wizards. Who knows?
They gotta make the playoffs first, man.
Hey, we got to keep Bradley Beal. That's what
That boy about to be gone. He said, "I'm trying to win."
Yeah, but that's all. Yeah, Grizzlies and Ravens.
All right, man. That is the end of episode 32. We appreciate everybody that came through and listened to this song. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back Monday. Well, I don't know. It's Juneteenth. We may not be back Monday, but it's a possibility we'll be back Monday streaming live on Facebook. And you guys can join us there at FTO Entertainment if you're listening on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. We appreciate you guys. But until next time, my name is Wayne, and we are out of here. I'm not playing the music, bro.